I think I'm live. Let me check if I'm live because if y'all think y'all just gonna come here and stop a reaction, y'all have me all the way confused. Y'all have me all the way confused. If you think you're gonna come and put that comment down there and then I won't continue, you have me confused. First of all, I haven't watched this video, so I don't know what's in it. I don't know whose side I'm going to be on by the end of it. I'm already predicting that Destiny dragged these men or this man. It looked like a panel. So I'm just going to assume Destiny already dragged them. So you don't get to come here talking about so much endorsement for Destiny when he has the most vile history of racism, neo-Nazi viewpoints. It seems as long as he's going against the Manosphere, then everything is okay. First of all, I know Destiny has been in debating about like saying the N-word. I think he's debated about saying the N-word. Based on all my recollection, he goes against neo-Nazis. So, James, you are not about to block. I am about to watch this video. I'm about to react to this video. I'm assuming you already watched the video and he did in fact drag the man. So you're mad. I'm still going to react to it. Let me check. Let me make sure my right mic is on, because it'll go to the. No, yeah, my right mic is on. I'm not new here. That's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Destiny. Track record. I'm confused. Are you not aware of his neo-Nazi position? I am not aware of his neo-Nazi position. I really am not. I have seen him fight against neo-Nazis. But I'll let you derail for a minute. No one else. This is for James. Let me drop this link. James, you don't get to twerk in the chat. You have a couple seconds to jump on before the show starts and tell me how Destiny is a neo-Nazi. You have 2 seconds to jump on. That is the stream. Please, no one else come up. Let me see if you can tell me how Destiny is a neo-Nazi. I want to know. Come let me know. Because I've never endorsed anyone at all, ever, on this channel regarding Destiny and the Manosphere. So I want to see what you have to say. Because the people just literally come in the chat and just say the most outlandish things without any way to back it up. I don't know. All right, seeing that he will not come up, I'm just going to assume he don't know what he's talking about, and we're going to go into this video. It must be a really good video if the men are already over here. It must be a really good video if the men are already over here fighting, right? I don't have much time, so we have to get through this quickly because this is my lunch break. This is a late lunch break. So please like the video. They said the men have their notifications on, period. I'm trying a new, well, I'll talk about it later, but my skin looks really messy now. Oh, I forgot to make a Venmo. I forgot to make a Venmo. All right. Can people on the Discord, if you're on the Discord, can you remind me to like make a Venmo, if not a Cash App, at least a Venmo, because I keep, they pick and choose talking points from Andrew Tate, etc. And how his overall point is good, but you can pick and choose parts that you agree with. Period. Period. To be fair, if someone comes up here and prove to me that Destiny is a neo-Nazi, I will actually stop listening to him. I've not seen it, But in the same way that I don't pick and choose about Andrew Tate, I mean, and they would be very different, but I don't endorse racist and racist viewpoints, all of that. So it's a no from me. But I haven't seen the evidence. I just know for a fact. Someone said Cash App. I don't like Cash App. Anywho, I know for a fact that he's a good debater. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Yep. Thank you, Eclectic Bell.
Why are you doing it again?
Content is making her bad.
Hold on. I never said I had strong opinions.
You just said it wasn't that good.
Relationship, and to what extent?
The man should leave in the relationship. To all extent. I mean, I'm sure the woman will have influence, and that's fine. It's not really a control mechanism, but as far as who's in the lead role, yeah, I believe it would be better suited to male.
That's me.
Okay, hold on, wait. Do we mean hooking up, or do we mean like relationships like you're dating?
Relationships like you're dating.
Okay, I view these as partnerships. I mean, like, there's going to be some areas that the man feels more strongly about, and other areas that the woman feels more strongly about, and who's leading where is just going to depend on who's got the preference.
I think the question was who should lead in a relationship. The way religion, custom, and masculinity and ego have y'all in a chokehold. This idea that the man has to be the leader doesn't make sense with me. It literally doesn't make sense to me. So I'm just gonna say already I can see why people are upset because I'm already with Destiny on this. I'm already with Destiny on this. Like, this man was like, who is the leader? The man. What? You can't even lead yourself out of a paper bag. What qualifies you to be a leader as a man? I'm confused. Like, by virtue of being a man does not make you a leader. So no, it depends.
So like if a guy has to move somewhere for a job, the guy's probably leading in terms of picking where to live. If a woman is like staying home and taking care of children, the woman's probably going to lead when it comes time to like grocery shop or something like that. It just kind of depends on what the assigned roles are and what the dynamic of the relationship is. But I think healthy relationships generally form as partnerships, not with like a clear like hierarchy of leadership.
All right, can you guys see us?
Nope.
We can hear you.
Yeah, so we'll try to. All right, so we have 3 ladies in the room. I guess we might as well go ahead and let them give their take. So we'll start with Exit.
Hey, I'm Exit. I mean, I have to agree with Destiny. It's 100% a partnership. It just depends on the dynamic, because I mean, some guys just want women to make all the choices, some women want men to just, lead the way, I think. So.
All right, we'll get over to Steffi Boom.
What's up? My name is Steffi Boom. Hi, guys. Hi, Destiny. Big fan. I agree with you, to be frank. I think that it really depends on the people. It depends on the relationship. Just like Exit said, I'm right there with you, girl.
Okay, Anna?
I'm Anna 911, and I think that I prefer like the man to take the lead, just because like the world is scary and I don't want to make decisions.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay. All right, young day. You got your work cut out for you. There's one girl agrees with you, 2 girls disagree with you. So yeah, we'll get into open dialogue. So this is where you just like.
Well, hold on. I wouldn't say disagree. I didn't even disagree with what Destiny said. I just simply said overall, as far as the direction of their life, what is their plan, what is their mutual goal? Yeah, I think the guy would be the one taking the lead, orchestrating that, and part of him leading is that.
All right, prediction. This man will not stand on anything. Manosphere, I know y'all are watching. I know the notification is on, so I get it. Y'all need to come together and teach each other how to speak, how to debate, and how to take your points home. Because what I hate this. I can already tell this man is absolutely frustrating. I don't know, what's his name? Authentic Alpha. Don't know who an authentic alpha is. Don't really care. I'm not addressing individual people. I'm addressing talking points. So it is what it is. You guys disagree. You said the man should lead. He says it is a partnership, right? Now, unless you're going to define a partnership where one of them is a majority owner and therefore the leader, we generally understand a partnership to be, at least in a relationship, as it is juxtaposed to the man being the leader, as collaborative. So unless you're going to do something, unless you're going to explain it fully, I don't want to hear it. It just sounds like you're afraid to argue. It sounds like you're afraid to argue. And I don't like it already. I don't like it already. I want it done. Yes, I made a live. So thankful for your content. Thank you so much. All right. What I'm going to say now is going to be weird, but I promise I will renege on it. No more super chats today. You guys get to throw tomatoes at me if I don't do this. I will have a Venmo the next time we go live. I promise you, every time I see a super chat, my heart hurts a little. And the reason why is because YouTube does not deserve any of your money. If you're trying to support me and what I'm doing, I get it and I love it. And I will make it available for you to do that directly, i.e. Venmo. I do not like YouTube taking anything. I don't want YouTube taking anything. I do recognize that the Venmo doing that means that your comment don't pop up on the screen, and I will try to figure out how I can make that work, because I understand there is a communal part of super chatting which allows you to make your voice bigger in the space and people can see it. So I will figure out how to get Venmo on the screen. Oh, girl, this sounds like a lot now. Wait, this sounds like a lot of work. Wait, I don't know how to use technology. But I need to figure out how to put Venmo on the stream. Yeah. All right. Ignore this. You can super chat. I have to give myself time. So by next week, if I don't have it next week, you guys go on a strike. Don't super chat. Don't send anything in. Make me, punish me for not doing what I need to do. So by next week, I should. Let me just do it next week, not this week. So today, tomorrow, whatever, you're fine. By next week, I need to figure out how to put it on. By next week, I need to figure out what I'm doing. All right, let's go. Sorry. I was making a prediction. Thank you, Angela. Some people will not donate outside of the platform. Me. I don't know what you mean, Patty. I feel like you can do that with Cash App. Hook it up with your iPhone and it show if they leave a comment with their donation. Oh, really? All right, cool. I'll figure it out. We'll have something up and ready. Because I don't want to be a part of YouTube making money. YouTube have done nothing for me lately.
Delegating certain departments to her, like say the groceries, like say the childcare. So there really wasn't a disagreement there.
I mean, I would disagree. I don't think you can delegate that to the woman. She has to agree to do it. It's not like when I think of delegating, I think of in my business, there are employees that I say, hey, I'm paying you, therefore you have to do this task. I'm delegating this responsibility to you. If I'm with my wife in a house and I'm like, hey, Mel, you're going to go do that. That's not going to work. I can't delegate tasks to my wife. We can have a conversation about hey, how do you want to, differentiate between roles in the house? Or if you want to have a kid in the future, when do we want to do that? But all of these things are 50-50 partnerships. I can't delegate responsibilities to my wife in my relationship, at least.
I feel like this is common sense. Even when you're oh, I delegate. So you are not thinking about a partnership, or at least not an equal partnership. If you're saying delegate, Destiny and you disagree. I don't know why people do this. Stand on your own square. You don't need Destiny to agree with you to have an opinion. Say women or whatever you believe they are and figure it out that way. But don't sit there and say, oh, we agree. Destiny and I agree. And then say the complete opposite. I delegate. No, then you're the leader. Own it. Okay, has been a member for 16 months. Appreciate you and your conversation. Hashtag inspiring. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Maybe some men do, but I feel like in general, a healthier relationship is always going to be like a partnership in terms of figuring out what you want to do next.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, if that's the way you feel about it, I don't really see how that's really that different than what I said.
You don't know. You don't see how it's different to say we come together and we collaborate and we're partners and we make decisions. You don't know how that's different than what you said, which is you are the leader and you delegate her task to her. It sounds like you think she's beneath you. It sounds like you think she's beneath you. The fundamental difference is Destiny don't see women as beneath him. I don't know if this is true. I'm just saying in this conversation. Women aren't beneath him. They collaborate and make decisions about what they need to do based on the roles that they decide to have in a particular kind of relationship. And you are saying, I delegate the roles to her. There is a very fundamental difference there. There is value there. There is a hierarchy being created. See, this is why I don't like talking to these people. Because they will sit up there. When I say gaslight, by the way, I very rarely mean it in the actual, Proverbs have been a member for 18 months. Yeah, thank you so much. When I say gaslight, I'm talking about it how we use it colloquially. It does still mean like making you believe that your reality is false and that you didn't experience what you experienced. That's kind of still what I mean, but not on the sort of meaningful scale, right? So when I say gaslight, I understand it's overused, so I'm going to overuse it. Hi, Themis. As a content creator, I would encourage you to take as many payment gateways available to fans to make donation accessible to all. Thank you. Wait, I thought everyone was on Venmo. Is Venmo not where everyone is? Because I use Venmo a lot. That's why I said Venmo. I'm not. I mean, I've used Cash App, but like all right, I'll think about this. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I'll make sure it's accessible. Thank you for pointing that out. I will. Someone said PayPal so people overseas can engage. I'm not doing Zelle because it's too, well, I'm not going to say that. By next week, we'll have all of them, I guess, if people can't like hijack. Okay, Themis, I'll try wait on your Venmo or Cash App. Oh, hurry up and eat. Yes. And I will make sure to read all of the, oh, wait, if I have all those platforms, I shouldn't be doing this live. If I have all those platforms, how will I know which one to read? This feels like more work than is. Oh my god. I'm just gonna probably do two then. Maybe Zelle and Cash App because everyone keeps saying Zelle. Anyway, we're gonna use the community tab and we're gonna figure this out together because I don't know. Thank you, Duchess. PayPal for those out of the country. Oh my god, this is a lot now. This feels like a lot. This feels like a lot now. It's giving convoluted, but it's not. I am not a tech person, app person, but if you guys are on my Discord, I will do a call in and you guys will help me through this process because I don't know what's happening. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate how you guys are like encouraging me to do this. So like, it feels good. Zelle is secure. All right. We'll do it. We will do it together. I promise you that next week. You guys can you can super chat and all of that this week. By next week, I will be able to do it. Next week, I will be able to do it. PayPal lets you leave comments. Oh, all right. Let me do one more thing. Drop a 1 if you can use PayPal. If you can use PayPal, drop a 1. If you need something else, then drop a 2. Just because I think PayPal would be the easiest because I already have a PayPal for YouTube. I don't put it out there, but period. So PayPal it is. It's PayPal, because you can also leave comments, I believe, on PayPal. PayPal lets you leave comments, I think. I think so. All right, PayPal and maybe Zelle. That's where we're going to do it. I see some tools. I see some tools, so I hope those tools can use Zelle. All right, let's get back into this video. It's going to be PayPal for now and Zelle.
Well, delegation, I think, implies hierarchy, implies you can tell somebody what to do.
Well, no, it means that we have a plan. Somebody might be, say, the captain of the team, maybe the leader of the team, and he might be charged with saying, hey, you are best suited for this person is best suited for that, I'm best suited for this. So, I mean, I guess that could be a semantics argument, but I guess delegate means something different than it does.
See, these people just want to talk. These people literally just want to talk. Because when you sit there and you say, oh my God, we're just doing semantics. No. When you say delegate, you specifically mean that there is a hierarchy. I don't know why you are lying. I hate this. I hate this so much. Why? Why do you think it is okay to misrepresent your own point? You absolutely know what you mean. You know what you mean. You're literally saying, I am the leader and I tell her what to do. That is what you mean when you say delegate. And now you're sitting here trying to make us all think that that's not what it means. No, let me put this poll up while they talk. These people are annoying me. Honestly, this is what talking. The alphabet man will lie, use words he doesn't know, or change the meaning of words. And if he becomes very desperate, he will scapegoat the nearest black woman. Wait, I'm waiting for the moment where he gets caught up and he says something like, in the black community. I'm just waiting for that moment where he decides, I can't argue, so let me narrow it down to somewhere that I think Destiny won't be able to go, black community. But what he don't know, I don't know if this is going to happen, by the way, but what he don't know is Destiny don't mind going. Is this why they're calling him a racist and a neo-Nazi? This is why they call him a racist and a neo-Nazi. Because usually, when you throw the black card out there, everyone backs off and like, oh, I don't know. And they're like, let me tell you as a black person. But Destiny will go. He will go there. He will definitely go there. Should he go there? I don't know. But you all decided to bring y'all stuff over to him. So I'm guessing he should go there. You can't go to debate someone and expect them to tie their hand behind their back. No, absolutely not. He gonna go there. I just had a whole argument with myself because I don't even know if they're gonna actually do it.
To me, to you, and then also if you're part of a team at work, there is going to be some type of hierarchy. So why would a relationship at home with a woman be any different?
Let them talk long enough. He just said it's no different than what Destiny is saying. Destiny point out what you're talking about is a hierarchy. What I'm talking about is being a collaborative. You go, no, we're saying the same thing. And then you're like, oh yeah, but there has to be a hierarchy. So, oh my God, y'all do need to learn to debate better, because you can formulate sentences don't mean the sentences make sense. And this is a problem. This is a consistent problem that I'm having. I mean, good on Destiny, I guess, for being able to actually talk to these people for a long period of time, because this is an hour and I'm already annoyed. So, period.
Right.
Well, because I'm not at work, there's a hierarchy because you've got bosses and employees. I guess in a household, do you have a boss and an employee in the household?
Right, and the employees agree to that arrangement, much like obviously the woman would have to agree to that. Just like Anna said, there are women that do feel like the man is better suited to come up with the direction of the relationship and make those type of decisions.
I guess, so when I have these conversations, I like to ground everything out in examples. That's why I gave the example earlier. If a man needs to move, then he's probably gonna be in charge of that. If a woman is in the household, say she's like doing like standard housewife duties, she's probably gonna be in charge of shopping because she's around the house more often. I'm trying to think of an example of, and you're saying where like the man leads the relationship. Can you give me an example of like a man like making a decision for both partners? Like, what do you mean when you say that?
You already gave a great example, deciding what city they're gonna live in. or community.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's because the man is the one working. So like if the woman was the one with a higher paying job, you might move because of the woman. That has nothing to do with hierarchical roles of man or woman. I'm just saying in an example where the man is working, he would probably choose to move for his job. If the woman is working, she would probably choose to move for her job. Or let's say in another example, let's say the man and the woman decide they want to have kids, but the man doesn't have much of a family, but the woman is like a really good extended family. The woman and the man might decide like, hey, the woman's family lives in Arkansas. We should go move closer to them because they can help with the kids. Like that would be a decision you could make. But like I'm just trying to think of like where's a decision where a man is like leading in the relationship and he has to make the decision for the woman, and it's not like a 50-50 thing. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I mean, in all of the decisions, I mean, I don't know, Destiny, if there needs to be a specific things. I think just.
Can I send a quick shout out to the guy that's at work listening and knows I'm spending his money? $1.99 at a time. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. I think I just missed something important. Thank you, Curry Up and Eat. But I think I missed something because the chat is going off. If I'm seeing the chat and I didn't get it. He said something like there has to be a leader.
In general,
what car, do you mean like what car you buy?
Yeah, anything. Like just one decision. You can't give an example. Like what are we talking about? Otherwise, it just feels kind of like we're paying lip service to the idea of the man leading. Like,
well, let me pose an example that I think will clarify this. So, if you're in a situation, you're dating somebody, and it turns out that your girlfriend's better at organizing than you, should you still be the one that leads, or should she be the one that leads when it comes to organizing? Because I'm knowing myself as an example, I'm extremely disorganized. My girlfriend's really, really good at organizing. So when we travel, for example, I just say let her take care of all the organizing, right? And I'm okay with that. So where do you stand on that, Ayende? Would you be?
Okay, look, it's like he was saying that he looks at that as like hierarchy. Okay, hierarchy of people. Okay, well, there's a hierarchy of priorities. So I think the priority would be, where to live, actually getting a home, affording a home before comes the priority of putting groceries in that fridge. You see what I'm saying? You have to first have the home that has the kitchen, that has the fridge to put the food in. And then what example did you just give? Like organizing the house and cleaning and stuff like that?
Okay, so why did you back away from it? You believe women are less than you. You believe, well, he has, maybe he won't say it. So I have faith enough in this man talking, I don't know why, hopefully he won't say, well, their work is less, right? But even if he doesn't say it, what he's describing is that they are less, that their work is less, their contribution is less, and therefore they're beneath him and he's the leader. That is what he's saying. I don't understand why he does, like he's backing out of it. Like in the beginning, when Destiny said, oh, we collaborate, we are a partnership, that makes sense. And you say, men are leaders, and then you try to clarify, and then you say, yeah, I agree with Destiny, men delegate to women. No, you don't agree with Destiny. I don't know why. Like, why do people do this? You don't have to say you agree. Just tell me where you disagree. Saying you agree and then explaining how you disagree doesn't mean you agree, because you just explain how you disagree. That's really annoying. Such as the ones used by banks, Cash App, Venmo, etc., are all extremely vulnerable. Yeah.
No. Organizing when you travel.
Okay, yeah, that too. Same dynamic. So what comes first? Earning the money to go traveling, being able to protect said people involved in the trip when you travel to wherever you travel to, making the good decisions, planning what hotel, how far is it from where we want to be, what's the transportation going to be, blah, blah, blah. So of course the smaller things would be like packing the bags, making sure you have the right things in your luggage. So of course the woman would take that. But what I'm saying is there's a hierarchy within those actual tasks.
Like even what you just said there was loaded like so much. Like the woman would take care of the smaller tasks. It's not like what Alex is saying is like
right,
woman.
Wait, did he just say the quiet part out loud? This man literally just said the quiet part out loud regarding how they view women and women's contribution. Oh my God. No, like maybe I saw a comment under the video that I did a couple days ago. And this lady, I think it's Zari, I forgot. I know it starts with a Z. She was like, maybe Themis, you shouldn't be talking to these men, because while we say vetting is difficult, if they actually get good at speaking, vetting becomes a lot more difficult. And I never really thought about it from that perspective. I literally thought about it from the perspective of, if you're going to do the deep work that you need to be able to articulate yourself well, then you're going to be a better person, right? But that's not necessarily true, because I shouldn't have to tell you that that's the quiet part, the part where you believe women are less than you and their contribution is less, is the part you don't say out loud. Like, you describe it as I thought you did, but you don't, girl. All right, period. Themis, use them all. PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, multiple streams of I think it's all still YouTube, so I don't think it's the same as streams of income, but I just want to be able to read the comments, and I feel like I would be overwhelmed if if I had so many. It's literally impossible to vet, man. It gonna be more impossible to vet if they learn the language. If they learn the language, it's gonna be more impossible. Impossible is I don't know why I just said more impossible, but you guys know what I mean. Thank you, Sinji. Hope all is well. Hope all is well.
No, I'm saying it like that, and anybody can get triggered by that. But like,
hold on, nobody's getting triggered. I don't even know what you mean.
I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general. Someone can look at it as
well. But you're responding to me, and you're saying you can get triggered by that. So
I understand. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about anybody that's listening would say, "How dare you say that the woman's task is smaller?" I just explain why I would think that, because you have to first go on said trip to pack for said trip. So obviously, the planning of the trip and the expenses of the trip are bigger than packing what you're going to bring.
Yeah, but all of that is going to be co-decided. Are you really going to tell your girl, like, hey,
make the woman happy? So that's what I'm saying, man. It's a marriage. It all goes.
Do not trust me with technology, because I just tried to do something real slick just now and it all went through the roof. Anyway, let's continue, because this is a mess. I'm annoyed. I'm actually really annoyed right now. Yeah, sorry, that was me. I was trying to cut him off and I cut myself off. I'm also still sick, so I'm easily upset.
Hand in hand.
Okay, so I think my answer is correct then.
I'm not saying the guy's making decisions without taking the woman into consideration. That's not what I'm saying. The lead.
Okay, well, I guess when you describe lead here, that's not how lead is ever used ever. Like, as a manager, when I lead on projects, I don't get feedback from my employees. Like, what do you guys think we should do next? Like, I'm the boss. What?
That's not true. Point deducted from Destiny. You can lead in different ways. You can be a manager in different ways. But he's correct as it relates directly to the men and their relationship and what they're talking about there. But let's see if this guy catches that.
That's a bad manager, and that's a bad manager.
No, the manager's interests are going to be aligned necessarily differently with the employees, right? Like, you might have, like, they might give you some input, but at the end of the day, you might make decisions that your employees don't like. Like, hey, we're going to move in this area, we're going to adopt this framework, we're going to do this thing, and your employees at the end of the day are like, oh, they either go along or they leave, right? That's what it means to be a manager. But in like a relationship, it's a way more of a partnership type of thing than like a delegating responsibilities and tasks and telling people what to do type of thing.
I don't see it that way. You're the one that's acting like it can't be a variety to that. I think if you're the manager, you can manage the way you manage. If you're a coach, you coach the way you coach. If you're a parent, you parent the way.
All right. This would actually be a good win if he like sticks to this. The issue is, why are you de facto the manager? That is the problem here. Not that if you're a manager, this is how you have to operate. There are benevolent leaders, right? They're benevolent dictators. The issue is not how you manage or that you manage well or poorly. It is why, what determine that you are the manager. That is it. That is it. That is all. And if it is because you are male, no, you need to justify it. If the woman is better at accounting, then she probably should take over everything dealing with accounting. If the woman is better at like fixing cars, then she'll do that. If she is better, if a realtor, for example, than buying the home. You know what? I'm done. I'm not even going to get into this. How many of these schmenz reps going to show you that they see you as beneath them and not equals? Do you still want to be led? It's giving over. Yeah. I'm actually kind of over the whole femininity. Well, I don't tell women what to do. From a sort of personal observation, I think men weaponize the reality. I was talking on the Discord about this, I think yesterday or the day before. Discord, correct me on this. But I think men weaponize the realities of women going to work and having to take care of themselves because they're people. And say, you're masculine. And I think everyone trying to fit into this, like, oh, I am feminine, I'll show you that I'm feminine. I think it's BS. Like, at this point, it's like, no. When men tell you you're masculine, say, thank you very much. I worked really hard. I appreciate that. And don't engage. It's not advice. I don't think you should do it. I understand that in this world, everyone wants to be seen as attractive, and being a woman and people calling you masculine isn't attractive, plus the stereotypes around Black womanhood. All of that, I understand it, but I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of seeing women on these podcasts, like, bending over backwards to be feminine, like, trying to keep peace when it's time to fight. No, drag them. No, drag. I say drag, and I say when they call you masculine, say thank you. If you're pointing to the Moynihan report, you are feminine. You are also WANAB. You are also hashtag WANAB, and that's that on that. So I'm done. Like, I'm tired of the whole, like, oh my God, let me be feminine. Like, I don't care anymore. I mean, I get it. I understand it. You guys do what you want. I'm not telling you what to do, and I love the content creators still, but, like, I'm over it. I am over it. Like, the men are weaponizing it too much.
You parent. Some parent might spank, and some people look at that as abuse. Another parent will never put will never hit the children. But does one mean parent and the other one doesn't mean parent? No, it's just different styles of parenting.
No, it does. It does. I mean, like, if you're a parent and you're like a friend with your children and you hang out with all their buddies and you never discipline your child, you're not really much of a parent, right? You're just a friend to your kid. So, I mean, I think the roles are meaningfully different. If you're telling me that you've got a style of leadership that's essentially just cooperation, then I guess we would agree. But it's strange that you would present it as like the woman does the small tasks, the man is in charge and makes the final decisions. But then you're also saying, like, but it's also a cooperative process the entire time. I don't know what, in that case, it just sounds like you're saying it's just a 50-50 cooperation. I don't know where the man is leading.
I think maybe I disagree.
No. I don't think the femininity movement is stupid. I think the femininity movement is born out of media and everyone, quote unquote, masculinizing Black women. And I think it has good intent insofar as it was a way to try to humanize Black women because of the terrible media around Black womanhood. And so I sympathize and I understand where it comes from. I also agree to some extent that you can use it to elevate your life. I'm speaking specifically about interacting with men online. When they call you masculine rather, I don't think that is something you should fight against, because the only reason they would call you masculine in a debate is an ad hominem attack. The only reason they would do that is to remove your power from you. The moment you start debating about what it is and why you're not it, you're losing. And I don't like it. I don't like seeing women go through that process of trying to humanize themselves again. So that's why I say, if they do it, own it. But that's something that I'm saying that no one should follow through with. I'm not a woman. I don't know what it feels to be a woman and how being called masculine might affect you. People call me feminine online all the time, and I go like, period. Girl, if my hair was long enough, I'd do a flip with it. I don't care about you or a masculinity. When you can provide and protect, when you can buy something, I'll listen to you.
Agreement is the level and degree to which you think women can lead and manage.
So how can not? What? Yeah. What do you mean? What's the difference? Or
what I'm saying is, generally speaking, the man should and would be making better decisions than the woman would be capable of. And
like in what domain? Like give me examples. Like where?
Hold on.
Yeah.
And she would be attracted to said guy that could make better decisions in the areas where she would be weaker.
Yeah, I just need examples. Like what do we mean? Like can a woman not like pay for bills?
I feel like we've already had those examples. Yeah, women can go work and pay for bills, but I mean, studies would show, and I know you know this because you're a very smart guy, Destiny. You know that generally speaking, men manage money better than women.
I don't know if that's true. Is that actually?
So this has never failed. Anytime someone say you're a smart guy and they're going to make a claim right after you're a smart guy, they do not know how to substantiate that claim and they don't want you to push back. They don't. You're a smart guy. You know men manage money better than women. What? Who said that? Who said that? I know women spend more money on average. That's the only stat I know about this. I actually don't know. Maybe I should look it up. Let me Google. Do men manage money better than women? Sorry, I'm going to look this up. Wait, it's not true. Wait. Girl, let me read this. I'm not going to move this because everything is unstable. Not surprisingly, studies have found that the average woman's investment strategy and eventual performance tends to be more stable than the average man's. In 2021, CNBC reported on a Fidelity study that found women investors outperform men. I'm done. I am done. Look, do not, please, when people start making statements, Google it. Literally go Google it. I am not, like, I didn't actually even want to Google this because I was like, I don't care. But I was like, let me see. I'm tired of these people now. Like, literally, I'm just tired. Like, at this point, let me look. Maybe there is something. Even this, on average, men earn more than women do. But one look at how judges' scorecards tell us that guys do poorer in savings. Oh my God. Let me try to find one thing that substantiates what he. Oh my God! Even in spending, overall spending, this is Texas. So single men outspend single women, but only by a slight margin. I don't care. Single men outspend single women. New York Post says men consider themselves better savers. However, the research indicate Girl, wait. Is this going to be a new thing that I'm going to drive? Women save more than men, but also spend slightly more. Girl, these men, oh my God. I can't. When women spend money because they're buying for the yeah. I can't. Again, let me say, whenever someone say, you're a smart person, the very next statement is some foolishness. They do it because they don't want you to challenge them. They don't want you to think. You're just so high on the compliment that you ignore the fact that they're about to tell you some mess. So no, he is wrong. I know Destiny Googles in the during a debate, so hopefully he's Googling here.
True. I would actually be surprised if that was
I'm not saying all men are better than all women.
No, I mean even as like a generality, is it true that men manage money better than women manage money in terms of like investments and everything? I don't know if that's true.
I don't know. Last time I saw that they lean towards that in the conclusion of their studies.
Last time I saw they lean to what? When was the last time you saw it? When I'm tired of these men. Like I'm actually tired. Y'all just be making. So if you're operating from the framework that women are not logical, or that men are more logical than women, and that is the Manosphere framework, it makes sense why you've never read a study on this, right? It makes sense that you never read a study on this, but you will come to that conclusion. But you are wrong. So maybe if you work backwards from your conclusion, right, that men save and do better with money than women, if you work backwards, maybe you get to the point where you're realizing that men, by virtue of being men, aren't naturally more logical than women. Like, so I can't. I'm just mad that I Googled it. I'm actually kind of mad that I Googled it and they were lying. Of course, women are better at money management. We manage household budget. Our grandmothers were used to making $10 stretch to feed and clothe multiple kids. They passed those skills to us, right? I mean, even in the gender roles, one would assume that the woman is managing the money and therefore, because of practice, would be better at managing money. I don't know, but it's like, for you to make that statement and just like try to defend it, it was wow. Destiny is leading the alpha men right to the stats that say that Black women are leading the Black community. Look, the Black community hasn't come up yet, and I'd much rather it stay out of the conversation, but knowing these men, they're about to bring it up. You can't save the money you aren't girl, stop. Oh my God, I'm getting a headache. The Schmanz are $7.50 an hour. I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna grab a painkiller. I'm still very much sick, by the way. I'm still listening, but I have to grab a painkiller.
Even how much money someone would have saved. Say the average female American and the average male American in the same age demographic, the guy would have more money saved.
I would believe that because men earn more typically, so that makes sense, yeah. But managing money plus something about.
I mean, any way you want to look at it, but there is a division of labor, right? There is a division of labor. I don't think all labor is going to be equal. Just like I'm sure if it's heavy things to be lifted, I'm sure the guy would be doing that, not the woman.
I mean, for picking things up, that's probably true, yes.
Okay.
Let me once again redirect to my analogy. So let's say I'm a noob. I don't know anything about women, but I have a great girlfriend, right? And we're planning on traveling. And I come to both of you and I'm like, hey, Destiny, I really suck at like planning things. Do you think it's okay if I just let my girlfriend plan the trip and just organize everything? You'll probably say, sure, man, that's cool. I'm assuming, right?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, Destiny.
Yeah, if she was good at it, I'd say, yeah, go for it, sure.
What are you trying to prove? We're done. This topic is done. Why are you... Is he the moderator? I feel like I should moderate debates. I should moderate the debates online. I think I should. I'm able to put aside my own biases, and I'm actually able to moderate debates. This ain't it. This is useless. They literally have already explained their position. Move on. What is the next topic? Like, let it go.
Okay, what would you say, Allende, if I asked you that question?
I'd say my team wants to win. So whoever's better in that area, that's the person that would handle it.
Oh, okay. So then you guys are actually saying the same thing.
What world are you living in? They're not saying the same thing. One sees women as fundamentally beneath them, and they're the leader. The other see that women and men can work together collaboratively. In fact, I would venture to say, Blue Destiny, I was going to call him Blue here. Destiny would probably say not only that they're equal, but that the woman should probably be able to lead in areas where they're better at whatever it is, right? I don't know if that guy, I don't know who he's again, would say that unless he's saying, I delegated it to him. I told him, her, to do it. Twerk, twerk. Hey, Themis, you got $1. Period. Thank you. It is $1. By the way, I'm waging a war on YouTube, and part of that is they have this thing And I think more content creators need to complain where they demonetize your video. And I don't really care because, like, you can demonetize my video. Whatever. It's not like I'm on here making money. The issue I have with that is they can demonetize your video and then put an ad over it so that they collect money from the advertisers. That is disgusting because the incentive here is to demonetize as many videos that you can and then put ads over the videos still so you get all the revenue from that, which makes no sense. If you're saying it's not ad friendly, then make sure no ad is on it. If it's ad friendly enough for you to make money from the ad, the content creators should be able to make the money. And I don't understand why content creators who do YouTube as a living aren't coming together and like figuring out a way to like push back against this, because it's kind of ridiculous. Like, if you're saying the content is so severe in whatever kind of speech it is that no ad should be placed on it and you should make money from it, then don't make money, YouTube, from the video you think is too outlandish. I don't know. So I'm having a very, like, reading the terms and conditions of YouTube, I'm like, this is ridiculous because you're incentivized to take from content creators.
What do the ladies think?
What was the question?
Am I a misogynist? That's the question.
Look, the question is that let's say there's an area where the girl's a lot better. Like, again, I'm using myself as an example. I'm horrible at organizing and planning and all that shit. At least planning when
I've encouraged it many times, but they refuse to unite and go against them. Yeah, no, I feel like this is one area where, regardless of what your political, gender views, all of that, this is one area where everyone should be like, YouTube, no. Everyone needs to be on one page because this is crappy. Like, this is terrible business practice. I mean, it's great for their bottom line, but it's really bad. It's really bad. I think it's really disgusting, actually. Like, just seeing that last month, I was done. Like, I was like, YouTube as a business model obviously don't care about the content creators, but I don't want YouTube to profit from what I do. I don't want it. I don't want YouTube to profit from what I do.
Comes to travel, right? So me and Addie travel. I'll let her take care of everything. I'll let her take care of getting the plane ticket. I'll let her take.
And I know I can't stop that, but I can definitely limit it.
Care of like fucking making sure we get to the airport on bus. I let her take care of all the shit because one, I don't really like doing it, and two, I know she's a lot better at it than me.
Okay, but if something went wrong, who would enforce the resolution? Would that be you or Natty?
Well,
I feel like Destiny just pulled up the article where women are better at investing and savings and financial priorities. Well, let's see if he uses it.
it would depend on who's making the decision, right? If my girlfriend or my wife, if my wife was in charge of planning shit and shit got fucked, then she's going to have the responsibility and the consequence of fucking up the planning, right? Depends on who's in charge of the given task, I would imagine.
What if you're better and more dominant when it comes to dealing with the customer service and whoever's going to resolve that issue?
If I'm better, more dominant with customer service, then I'll deal with it. I've dated some really cunty women before that are fucking awesome at dealing with customer service before, though. So I think the women that I'm with are usually really.
I know. Even if you turn off monetization, they will still put ads on your videos and collect them. Yeah. I don't. And almost every topic that we decide to cover in the Black community, as soon as the word racism, neo-Nazi come up, it's demonetized. I actually don't know. This is bad. For people who make this a living, I hope that their subscriber base understand how volatile it is and do actually support these creators, because YouTube is foul. Like, YouTube is foul. Like, I understand why people are like, hit the cash app, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not, the terms and conditions aren't great. And people are going to be like, oh, but you can make content and get money. It's a lot to make content. And I feel like a lot of people do a lot harder work on YouTube than most people on like a 9 to 5. So like I've grown a new kind of sympathy for content creators, reading the terms and conditions on YouTube. And they're long. I haven't actually finished it. I've been going through and marking some things down. I'm probably going to make a video that no one is going to watch about like the really horrific parts.
Good at like I want this fucking shit done right now. So I mean, I usually let them deal with it. But again, this isn't a question then of like who's leading, the man or the woman. This is just a question of who's better suited for a given job. In which case, you would just let whoever's better suited for it take care of it, regardless of if they're a man or a woman, I guess.
Right. But I would raise my hand and say, I think when it comes to overall leadership, I think the man would be the better leader. Now, obviously, if we start breaking it down into specific things, areas to lead within, well, then of course the woman would take some of those. I mean, there's even times when the kids would take some of those things. If you have kids that are already teens, there are going to be areas where the kids are like, that. You don't know anything about this new technology. Let me show you something. And that's the kid.
Yeah, it's kind of neutral. I think like people naturally should play at their strengths. If you know someone is good at something, you need that something done, have them do it. And, so that's kind of like a neutral thing, my opinion.
Sure.
I think you guys are both.
Same. I would help invest. Someone said we'll get the YouTube version of Zeus. And I was like, absolutely not. Y'all play too much. But I too would. I wouldn't build it. But I too would invest in it.
Saying something very similar, so I think we can move on. Unless you guys have anything to add to the next topic, because you guys are largely in agreement.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right, cool. So let's get into everyone's favorite topic, Andrew Tate. So I venture to say that Destiny and Allende have completely different feelings about the whole situation. So let's start off with you, Destiny. Just give a 30-second summary. What do you think about that whole thing? And then you, Allende, and then we kick it off.
Wait, hold on, real quick for you to do that. Are we talking about a specific incident involving Andrew Tate, or are we talking about Destiny's views on Andrew Tate in general?
No, we're just talking about in general, what's going on, like him, one, how much value does he find as a content creator, like is he helping men or is he hurting men, whether he's a good role model, and two, about his like current situation, whether that's justified or not justified.
Okay.
I would say he's overwhelmingly a net negative. I think his entire life has been that of a sex trafficker and a scam artist, most of which he self-admitted to basically every part of this. He's a guy that runs casinos, and then even if we don't believe he's sex trafficked, he admitted to scamming men with his scamming business. So I don't know. He says a couple of good things, I guess, but I mean, even Hitler made a couple of positive comments in his lifetime, I'm sure. But yeah, I would say Andrew Tate is overwhelmingly negative, probably deserves to be in jail, probably deserves to be convicted for sex trafficking. That's my feelings about it.
All right. Agreed with everything Destiny just said. So I had a thought as Destiny was talking, and it was like, what if Andrew Tate orchestrated all of this so that he can come out and, and get more fame and power than ever before? Because if he beats this case, like, if he wins against the Romanian government and is not imprisoned, yeah, his power is going to quadruple. So I think that's kind of fascinating. I don't know if he is smart enough to like put all of this together. But I think that would have been an interesting thing, but I wouldn't put it past him. Use Tanya TKO strategy and start collecting gavels. Oh, period. I like that, gavels.
All right, Allende.
Where to start? Okay. I'm usually out of the loop. Like I heard that Destiny had these type of views on Andrew Tate, but I didn't hear him say these things himself. I mean, I don't get the opportunity to watch much content, so I don't even really know too much of the details of what's going on with Andrew Tate. But I think the perspective that I have is purely personal. So from talking to him and spending time with him is where my perception of him comes from. So I don't know if that's better or worse for these discussions, because these are people that are like looking.
Yo, I don't know. So I won't be talking to any man while I'm sick. I can't. I realize something. They just irritate me. Like, this conversation right now is irritating me. This man is doing everything but answering the question. Like, he is doing, like, how are you okay, like, having the... First of all, how is the moderator that calm? And how is Destiny that calm? How are the women in there that calm? Like, he's not responsive. Like, this is what that guy came up here and did. And it's just frustrating. Like, All right, let me stop because I don't think anyone understands what I'm doing. But this is frustrating to me. It is actually frustrating. Like, is Andrew Tate's content, is he a net positive or net negative? Right? That's the question. I don't care what you think of him personally. Like, I literally, like, how is you cannot be debating someone and then talking about someone you know privately and your personal anecdotal experience of that person. That is obviously not what is happening here. Why would you think that's... I would have stopped him. So yeah, I will continue to interrupt people. Absolutely. I'm not going to let you sit there and meander your way to an answer. $10 a month times 1,000 a month is stars equal 10,000 a month. $10,000 a month. Wait, I don't understand. $10 per month times 1,000 a month is a start equals 10,000 months. I don't understand this. So it might be my brain is fogged from what I'm doing.
It's all these details about Andrew Tate. They know a lot more about that kind of stuff. I'm dealing with a man on a one-on-one, and that's how I like to judge people. There's many YouTubers people could ask me about and say, listen, I couldn't tell you. But if it's a YouTuber that I met and I got to speak to personally, I feel like I'm not dealing with the persona. I'm not dealing with the social media or mainstream persona. I'm dealing with the individual. Now, as far as admitting to scamming men or whatever through women, I think there's a slight layer of relatability I could have to that, and hopefully no one takes it out of context. But I very much do look at myself as helping men, aside from even YouTube. I mean, I decided to do this.
Wait, did this man just say he scammed people? I think this man just also admitted that he's like Andrew Tate in scamming people. I can't go back. I'm not about to go back. He literally, to be fair, I'm not sure what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. So it sounds like he's saying Andrew Tate is a scammer, but we shouldn't be mad at Andrew Tate because we all do it. For example, I quote, I be scamming. It feels like he says, I be scamming. Why would you put your integrity on the period? Y'all better go to bat for Top G. Y'all better go. Let me start. Let's continue. I'm not going to read.
It's because I've helped so many men in real life deal with these issues, and getting finessed by women would be one of those issues. And I've had people look at me as some type of hypocrite because at the same time, I've hustled with women and gotten money. Women that are into any.
Stop talking. Stop. Please stop talking. Please stop. Just stop talking. Like, don't talk. Oh my God. I see how useful YouTube is and video evidence is. The next move is going to be, you know how they're pushing to have rap lyrics not be used in court? They're going to be talking about how your videos that you made on YouTube teaching men how to not use them in court. Oh, 1,000 people. Sorry. 1,000 people gave $10 a month. 10,000 a month. Yeah. Thank you, by the way, for clarifying. Yeah, no, they were out here protecting a lifestyle. Local attorney tell his client to shut up for his own good. Why are y'all like this? Why are you like this? Now, if you get locked up for something, they have a video evidence of you confessing to being a scammer. We don't know what we're when our. Why are y'all? I don't get it. Do you think you're immune? Like, I don't understand. Why would you? I just think about it. They capitalizing on the ignorance of the mentally ill. Bad. Yeah. No, well, yeah. I after you sat there and you saw Andrew Tate getting dragged all over the internet for what he has said and how it is being used against him in the court of law, Miranda rights, period. Obviously, they're in Romania. Why would you confess? Like, this does not make Andrew Tate looks better. It just makes you look bad. Oh my God. I think people are actually dumb. Like, I'm done. Let's continue. Like, whatever.
Anything, whereas they're trying to monetize themselves or whatever. I've given women lots of advice and counseling with areas like that. So then people say, "Oh, that's hypocritical because you'll help this woman hustle."
What is he even
guys,
saying? What does he
but then
mean
you're
by that?
supposedly helping guys. Well, I guess that's a judgment you're making from the outside. When you're in that position and you're looking at it as just people. If a dancer or a female bartender or whatever comes to me and I'm giving a game on how to finesse her clients and make more money and be more appealing, but then I would give the same advice to a guy coming to me saying, "Hey, I'm getting finessed by these ladies." I'm going to give them both the truth. I'm going to tell the girl, "Listen, this is the buttons to push to get what you're trying to get out of these guys." And I would say the same thing to the dude. This is the buttons that you need to push or the boxes you need to check to be attractive to women so that they're not finessing you and hustling you. Now, again, there's people that can't see that that's two completely different things, whatever. You know, I don't really like this modern day where people think they got everybody figured out just from some content. But in any event, so I don't know if Andrew Tate is guilty. I just know that he's always been an extremely stand-up dude with me. Just this morning, I was talking to my ex-girlfriend about it because she sent me some meme or something, whatever, saying that he's like dying of leukemia. And the reason why that's of a conversation is because she met him. When we were together, there was a time I was with Tate and I was talking, I was like, "Yeah, I'm hanging out with Andrew Tate right now." She's like, "Oh, well, tell him I'm a fan and next time he's in town, I'd like to meet him." So I told him what she said and he said, "Well, wait a minute, where is she?" I said, "She's home." He said, "All right, come on, let's go." I said, "Let's go where?" He said, "Let's go home. Let's go to your condo." So I said, "All right." And I called her. I said, "Listen, just come downstairs. I'm pulling up." She said, "For what?" I said, "Listen, don't ask me any questions, woman. Just make your way downstairs." And he was extremely polite to her, an absolute gentleman. And she was saying that he made her feel so valuable and special. She would never expect someone of that caliber to treat her like she was somebody. She felt she's just a regular person. Now, that experience is not unique because every woman that I've seen Andrew Tate meet in person has had almost an identical response to him. So I always find it interesting when people who have never met him have such a negative depiction of him, but the people that met him have so much respect and admiration for him. So again,
first of all, he never said, he didn't say, "Don't ask me question, woman." He's just trying to make himself look good around his boys. I don't understand. So, like, how do I put this? Even if everything he said was true, why is that useful at all here? Because you are trying to say your personal experience with him was great. I am sure there are evil dictators all across the world who, when they have foreign diplomats or anyone else there, they'll treat them well. It doesn't mean that they are good. Like, your personal experience of someone does not tell you who that person is in relation to other people. Also, you might want to be careful because if he's a pimp, right, and what he does is get women to fall in love with them and then get them in the video cam business, he would actually be good. I don't know. I would assume he's good at courting women and getting women to fall in love with him so that your wife or that your ex had a good time with him and liked him and enjoyed him actually only serves to enhance the idea that he was good at manipulating women. This is not necessarily true, by the way. I'm just saying, what you're doing right now is not a defense. Your personal experience with him is absolutely useless unless you're about to come up here and give us a character witness testimony. Like, the only thing you could be doing right now is telling us that he has a good character. That's what you're telling us, that you can vouch for this man's character. If you're not doing that, then this is useless. So you should get dragged now. I'm going to show you everything that he did publicly, and I'm going to drag you because you are now a character witness. Ted Bundy was charming. Charm can be strategy. Yeah, Yes.
So let me just rephrase a little bit. Do you believe that he's an overall net positive or net negative?
Absolutely.
You didn't have to rephrase. This man, oh my God, these men just don't want to answer any question. Why do you think in a debate I would be asking you about your personal experience with someone? Why? Unless you're speaking to his character, I don't care about your and even then, your personal experience would mean very little to me. I bet Top G Tater Tot doesn't remember him. Girl, these tater tots will bend over backwards, deny reality. It's not too well, thank you. The alpha black man will also erroneously and impromptu admit to felonies in an attempt to gain sympathy for his bandit behavior. like why are you online confessing that you were scamming people?
Overall positive, absolutely. I think what young men do with the information that he's sharing, expounding, whatever you want to call it, I think that's up to them. People can have a misguided response to certain things that they have just become savvy to that are true and might affect them in a way. So I don't think Andrew Tate has a negative message at all. Will some people have a toxic run with it? Will some people interpret it that way? The first question I asked Andrew when I met him was, is this really you, or is this just a persona that you create to be polarizing? And he said, well, my friend, when you say things, you have to trigger people. If you want people to respond to what you're saying, and you want to get people's attention, yeah, you're gonna have to be polarizing, friend. So he basically admitted that he delivers things in that way to get people's attention.
Can I chime in?
Let's wait. Can we just?
All right. So you are aware of his content. This is annoying. You are aware of his content, you watch his content, you see how it comes off, because in person, you ask him if that was real or if that was a persona. And he told you it was a persona. The only reason you would ask if it's real or if it's a persona is because you found something problematic with it. So that's weird to me. So you are saying he's a net positive. Why are you asking him then if his flamboyancy, if his presentation is real or if it's a persona? So you know his content is bad, but you want us to get to the heart. Got it. Wait, is Destiny playing a piano? I don't feel bad anymore because I was feeling bad. I'm like, am I cutting people off too much? But Destiny is playing a whole piano. I feel like this is a height of disrespect.
Do you mind if Destiny goes and then you can chime in after that? I just want to make sure everyone gets equal speaking.
Yeah, I don't. It's so bizarre to me that if Andrew Tate is charged with being a scam artist, I don't know why somebody would say, well, everybody that's ever met him says he's really nice. Yeah, no shit, he's a scam artist. Obviously, that's obviously the case. So if he's charged with being a sex trafficker that's able of seducing women, flying them across the world, and then luring them into a webcam business, and you're like, well, when my woman met him, she said, wow, he's so nice, I've never treated him like, well, yeah, no shit, that's his literal job is to seduce women, get them to work on the webcam.
So first, I have to say I did not watch this video. I am actually very much taken aback that Destiny and I just said verbatim the same things. That is weird. I actually find that weird. But I also realize that it is a logical next argument. It's a logical next argument. I feel like the guy arguing Destiny probably should have picked up on it before he said it and then not say. I just don't understand. All right, look. I wish I was one of those people to create a whole debate course and have the Manosphere pay me to come into it, because this is bad. Not even just what they're saying, because he's confessing to crimes, right? So at this point, period. I don't. Degenerate is degenerate is degenerate. I don't really care, but it does bother me that they can't even reason. The reasoning skill is so low. I just don't understand that. and then you have the audacity to go debate with someone like that. At least know your limits, because this is not. It's not it.
Business and then steal their money from them. When we say that, like, it's interesting that people have negative respect for him or don't respect him that don't know him personally. Like in any other place, like if I were to come up here and I would be like, you know what, I actually had a lot of conversation with Epstein and I was a really chill dude. Like, I don't know why people judge him so much. You say, well, you're crazy. I don't care if you thought he was nice personally. That's a silly charge. Like, he's been like convicted of well, he wasn't convicted. He's been charged with crimes and people think he's done like really horrible things. Why would I care about your personal opinion? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like. Well, and then,
go ahead.
Oh yeah, and then also just real quick, you say that like you teach women to hustle, like Tate was teaching women to hustle. Teaching people to hustle by showing them how to make them more attractive towards the opposite sex is different. The Tate brothers scammed men. Like, they explicitly had their girls falsely tell men that they were going to meet them, get them to send a ton of money to these girls, constantly make excuses why they couldn't go to the embassy, why they couldn't get on the plane, and then keep milking these guys for more and more and more money. They weren't just teaching the women to be hustlers, like be like good at their job or like be good businesswomen or be attractive. They were teaching them how to lie, cheat, steal, and scam their customers.
Okay, small clarification I think I just want to specify for the chat. So Andrew Tate was never charged with anything. He hasn't been charged yet. So there's going to be charges coming, but just technically he hasn't been charged yet. So just small clarification. All right, let's go to Allende's friend and Allende, and then
Steffi over here. So I want to say two things, and I think it's a little naive to because somebody's nice and kind and show you a good time that makes them a good or a bad person. Any good person can do bad things and any bad person can be great and do great things. 1. 2, there's a lawyer that has dissected Andrew Tate's classes that he has for men, his webcamming that he does, which is obviously you have to pay for that to have access to that. So there's plenty of videos that you can find online, and one specifically that really, really will touch any woman's heart, where he's specifically calling women stupid and easy to manipulate, and he uses them, and he can teach young men and all men how to use them and get what they want from women, etc. And that's just a small piece of the many things he's trying to teach men. All right, so I think it's definitely...
Okay, is it my turn now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Andy.
I feel like you guys are getting some type of idea that I was defending him. I was just asked what my opinion was on the guy.
I'm just educating you.
Hold on a second, let me go ahead and you don't have to educate me.
No. You were asked whether he was a net negative or a net positive. You don't get to say, I was just giving my own opinion on him personally. No one cares about your opinion on it. Why do people do this? Like, it is frustrating because it feels very similar to the conversation I had with the elder incel guy David, who came on here and just cried and whined and like no one cares about you and your manifesto, girl. We understand that you are the problem. Even if you don't understand that you are the problem, we get that you are the problem. It feels the same way, like where they just like talking, and they feel like they can just back out of any ownership of anything that they said. They also know that their position is degenerate. They do. The Alpha Passport Kings are here treating this like the community treated R. Kelly. They want to justify degenerate behavior to exonerate themselves. Yes. Yeah. And Destiny gave him an out that I wouldn't have given him. Like saying, oh, you teach people how to be the best version of themselves and blah, 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 whatever Destiny said. No, you said you were similar to Andrew Tate. So I'm going to take you at your word and say you're a criminal. That's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make it pretty. You told me who you are and I'm going to believe you. Yep, I'm going to believe you that you do similar things to Andrew Tate because you wanted a character evidence. Yep. Yeah. That's kind of... Destiny was like, no, what you do is different. Nope. You probably sex trafficking people too. I don't know. When you say it's similar, I'm just going to assume you're similar. Because it does make Tate look good or better. It makes you look worse. Because we don't know you. We know Tate, and we know what Tate did. So when you say you're similar without giving specifics, I'm just going to assume you're just like him.
Because I really don't care. I'll look into these things myself. And that's not an Andrew Tate isolated thing. I really don't care about people that aren't like, in my life. Everybody's living their own life.
I think it's important to care.
Let's let Allende talk.
So like I was saying, I never was defending him to begin with. That's number one. Number two, I knew that the obvious comeback Destiny would have would be like, well, he is a con artist. So there's a couple of things I want to address. So yeah, I mean, he could very well be a con artist and he would have that skill set to some degree anyway. Just the nature of his history, his hustling, he would have to have that skill set. But of course.
So y'all just want to ramble on. This is so frustrating. Y'all just want to. And by the way, no, I don't need you to agree with me. No, I don't need you to feel like I am right. I don't care. You can disagree with me, but be responsive. That's it. Please be responsive. He is just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and not saying anything. Like, not. Oh my God. I'm getting flashbacks to talking to David. Like, they just want to talk, and I don't want to listen. I'm glad Destiny is playing the piano, because now I don't feel bad about playing. Girl, that violin will come out in a minute. I don't care who you are, that violin will come out in a minute.
So I looked at it as why the effort? You know, why the phone calls? Why the text messages? There's nothing that he could get from me. So I don't know what he would be conning me for. And any of the women that I've witnessed him around, there was nothing to con them for either. So yeah, I definitely understand what you guys are saying, but I'm just giving you my perspective. I don't see the incentive for him to be necessarily conning me. I'm not saying he's not a con man. I'm just saying you can't be like, oh, how could you be so naive? Well, first of all, there was, like I said, nothing to con me for. And then one more thing, Destiny was saying about how he was direct.
Girl, you're a content creator online defending him. That is something he gained. Stop talking and just move on.
Scamming and manipulating guys or whatever. I never said that what I was doing with chicks was the same. I said that there is some layer to relatability. That's what I said. So I'm not gonna, be taken out of context if it could be prevented. So yeah, I wasn't defending Andrew Tate. I was just giving my experiences with him, and I wasn't saying we're the same in how we dealt with women to get money.
I don't know why. Why did you give that as an example then? That was just kind of weird.
Well, I clearly said that slightly I could relate, meaning I could relate to how you would.
This is the foolishness. When you've reasonably deduced from the foolishness that they're saying because they don't want to say what they were saying because they figure out that it's really bad sometimes, you are trying to defend him. Don't play that game. If you are not trying to defend him, when he's brought up, when someone asks, hey, do you think Andrew Tate is a net positive or net negative? You going and saying, I met him and he was a good guy and blah, 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 blah. You're saying he's a good guy and he's a net positive. Don't back out of that. Like, own it. Don't then come back and like, oh, I never said anything. I'm never blah, blah, blah. You literally put your own credibility on the line to tell us that you're like him. So he's not that bad. What you did know is that it makes you look bad and not him look better. That's what it did. So you didn't know that. They're so annoying. Let it go. Don't fight about this. Let it go. It's not your fight.
Help women finesse guys, and then also you would be trying to genuinely help men. Could be true at the same time.
Well, I mean, but isn't that like they're like totally different? That's like saying I can relate to a pedophile because I fuck women. They're just like 10 years older.
No,
it's like a totally different thing, right?
It's not that, and I would never into that analogy, although it was entertaining. So what I am saying is, yes, two things can be true at the same time. You could be down, to hustle with a chick. If it involved somewhat taking advantage or misleading or misrepresenting a product or service to male customers, that's just the real world.
Well, that's not the real world. That's scamming.
Wait.
Hold on, time out. I mean, every time you go to a bartender or whatever, and she's smiling and perking up her cleavage, she's not really interested, but she just wants to get some good tips. That's the real world.
You're comparing human trafficking to a person being nice to get tips. So sure, everything is on like a sliding scale. It is what it is. But when you try to blur the realities of sex trafficking and also manipulating men to steal their money, right? Lying to men to steal their money, to when you're at the bar, you are the waitress is nicer to you to get tips. When you try to blur those and say those are gray area, we can't judge that. No. There is an objective reality about what is bad because we have the reasonable person standard. Absolutely not. You're not going to do that. So yes, you are defending Andrew. This is so annoying. And then if you call him out on this, so this is you were attempting to defend Andrew Tate. You're like, no. I'm just saying. Why? Why are you saying it? You don't understand. I'm just saying. And we get into this cycle of you just doing nothing because you have not learned to correctly argue your position. And also not argue for a position you don't have. You can agree with Andrew Tate in theory and realize that you can't win in an argument about him and decide to withdraw support in the argument. Refuse to engage. You can do that. But this I'm in, I'm not in is annoying. It's annoying. This is what everyone does when they come on here to talk about the manosphere. Like, we know you're in it. Now defend it. Oh, I'm not in it. I don't really watch Kevin Samuels. However, Kevin Samuels on March 18, 2020 said at the 1 minute mark that he, like, how are you this specific, but you've never watched it? You tried it. That's not scamming. It's manipulating at best. Poor Themis, take a break, darling. No, it's. I am frustrated on a couple of levels, but the level at which I am the most frustrated is one that I think I'm in disagreement with. Actually, this chat. I am annoyed that time and time again, these men who look like me show up and they have really bad ideas. And I don't know if they know they have bad ideas, but as soon as they start talking, I think they realize that their ideas are bad and they still decide to engage without knowing how to talk around their ideas, without owning them. And so they look really, really silly. And that's a problem for me on a personal level.
No. That's different than a bartender.
Let me get to that, Destiny.
Takes a while.
Now, that's a degree. That's a degree of it. Now, if you turn that dial all the way up to the max, it could be her straight up lying to, stealing from, scamming, or conning, or whatever said customer, right? But I look at that as being on a scale, being on a spectrum. So yes, I could.
I shouldn't, but I do feel validated. The fact that Destiny is playing his piano, like it shows that like everyone is annoyed with these people. It's not just me. It's like everyone is annoyed. And I hate like these people operating in dissonance, right? What they're saying is not in alignment with what they believe fully, and they're trying to get them to they're trying to reconcile it in real time, and they're talking, and they don't have anywhere to go in the conversation, and they want you to sit there and have them help them think through their ideas. It's like, girl, I'm not about to do that with you. I'm not about to sit here until you talk your way into an answer because you don't know what you're doing. You open your mouth and you start repeating things over and over and over and over and over again as if you... Guy, if you don't have the answer, you don't have the answer. It is what it is. So I'm glad he's playing the piano. I feel validated because no, I'm going to interrupt you. I actually find this fascinating. If men are going to equate sex work with just being attractive and pleasing men naturally, then why wouldn't women just do sex work and get actual benefit instead of promise? Period. I'm going to leave this up for a minute because I don't think it's not even the logical extreme. It's literally the logical next step. And no one is taking the logical next step.
See how Andrew Tate's history is very questionable to people. Like I said, I wasn't there. So I'm only speaking on the times when I was there. If the simplest way of me saying it is I'm speaking about the times when I was present. I like to deal with those things. I don't necessarily want to dissect people through the screen and try to figure out what's true, what's false, what's right, what's wrong, who's a good person, bad person. I stick to kind of like in-person interactions, right? So I've seen a lot of clips of Destiny. I haven't really watched too much of his content, and I've always thought he was great at debating. But I would never sit here and try to like give someone my opinion on Destiny. You know what I'm saying? On his morals or anything.
Okay. You keep making this weird claim where it's like a woman learning how to hustle as a bartender, where she's flirting with somebody, is the same thing as like scamming somebody.
I never said it was the same. I said it's on a spectrum.
It's not on a spectrum. Hold on. No, you're just wrong.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You'll prove me wrong, but I'm just telling you how I see it, which doesn't have to be like how anyone else sees it. I see it as if this guy is choosing to tip this female bartender, he's choosing to keep going to this female bartender. There's something that he.
Okay, so yes, this is a really tough thing to do. To talk to these people, it's really tough. It is a. By the way, thank you, Adrian. I didn't see that was not $20. It's really, really tough to talk to these people. It is. Because they will make you all, like, I also started feeling really bad for the person. It's like, just let me talk. And I know what they mean is I don't know what to say. And I can talk my way into an answer if you let me talk, honey. Like, girl, we're not about to have a 12-hour live stream. Destiny went back to playing piano. Y'all go hear this violin, because I started feeling bad about the violin, but if people can get away with actually playing the piano while you're talking, I'm gonna play the violin on here. Absolutely, I am.
He wants or likes more than just these drinks, and if she allows him to think any degree of that, there's some scam hustle in that. I'm sorry.
Let's let Destiny respond, because he's been waiting.
I'm losing my mind. Okay, scamming is not on a spectrum from flirting. These are fundamentally different things, okay? When we're being flirty or friendly to make people like us or to people for tipping us or whatever, that's fundamentally different than like actually misrepresenting your intentions in order to solicit funds from somebody. For the bartender to be on the spectrum of like what Tate's camming business was doing, if a bartender's like, hey, listen, if you tip me a little bit more, maybe I'll come home with you tonight, like that would be on the spectrum of what Tate did. For a bartender just being kind of like flirty and friendly with you, and then you like tip her more because you enjoy like being flirty and friendly, that's a fundamentally different thing. That's all I'm trying to say. We can't say that like, because when we start saying it's all on a spectrum, we're like justifying the worst types of behavior by conflating with basic human interactions, which is silly.
I didn't justify anything. I don't even know what happened to justify or disagree with what happened. Like,
okay, like, I don't know if you understand. Okay.
Oh my God, you were justifying it the entire time. By the way, please like the video. There's like 1,200 people here and like less than 500 likes. Please like the video. Thank you. This will stay up, even though I look a mess.
Yeah, hold on, because this guy, I don't understand. It's like the most Weasley way of talking ever. When somebody says, Tate did X thing that's really bad.
Yes. I don't know if you heard what he just said, and he said it so quickly. I wish he had not said it that quickly. He said, this is the most Weasley way of like talking or engaging ever. Yes, this is what they do. If you let them talk long enough, this is what they do, and I don't like it. I will continue to cut you off. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't be talking to these men, actually. Maybe I should, because it's really annoying. And I'm not about to sit here like, oh, let me talk for 1 minute. No. You don't get to talk for a minute straight. No.
And then you go, well, I do a thing that's kind of like that. I'm assuming that you're providing your character.
I see. This is why they say don't do anything with Destiny. Don't debate Destiny.
You were putting your character on the. That's what. I hate this. I hate this for us and for him.
Man, you're really good, man. You're great. Awesome. But anyway, I was never saying that I did the same thing. I was saying that I could relate to people saying that this person couldn't possibly be helping men because he was definitely scamming men. That's what I was saying. That's the context of the comment that I made. Because I've had people tell me that it's like, Allende, how are you trying to help men, but you're over here giving women game, as if it's some type of men versus women thing. You see what I mean?
I don't.
So I personally don't look at it that way. I don't look at it as if you help women, then somehow you're against men. And if you help men, you speak for men, then you're against women. And I think people are grouping us like that. This is why, supposedly, if you care about male issues and you care about dealing with that content, somehow you grudge women. Well, just because a lot of guys are having issues with women does not mean addressing those issues is grudging women.
Okay, let me redirect this. Here's the heart of the disagreement. Destiny thinks that Andrew Tate is net negative. You, Allende, think he's a net positive. That's actual disagreement. That's something more interesting to discuss.
Hold on, Alex, real quick. Let's clarify, because I think that's two different things. Are we saying Andrew Tate as a person is a bad person or negative?
No,
hold on. The way I understood the question the first time you asked it was, do I think this person's influence is doing more good or bad?
Yeah,
is it helpful or harmful? That's the question I was addressing. And that's when I said, in my opinion, his content is positive and helpful for young men, or men of all ages, actually. Now, Andrew Tate as a person, as a human being, I'm not defending any of that.
No, I understand.
I'm not defending any of that, okay? So I've not been...
No, no, no. You were the person who was talking about him as an individual. You went to him as the question was always, do we think Andrew Tate's influence is a net negative or net positive? Do we think Andrew Tate is a net negative or positive? What question do you think you were answering? Tell me, please, please tell me what question you thought you were answering. Because y'all play too much. These people weaponize ignorance. That's what they do.
Comfortable with that. I don't care if a woman, well, women have asked me to pimp them. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested.
Okay, yeah, no, we get it, Andy. We're not talking about him as like a human being. We're talking about his influence on the world. So let's go to either Destiny or one of the lovely ladies there with Yende. I'm sure they've been waiting for a while. Whoever wants to go next can go.
I think that's
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so am I answering this question on whether his influence is good or not?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know him as a person, but based off of the classes and the things he's admitted on other podcasts, it's got to be a big no for me. And yeah, so sorry. He's admitted to beating women. He's admitted to getting away with a lot of harassment. And that's just not a good influence, especially if you're supposedly the leader of like men, you know? So.
Okay, let's let Destiny also speak because you've been waiting for moons.
Well, I mean, I think I said as much. Like, there's enough out there to like see that he's like a full-on sex trafficker. I think his views of women are pretty abhorrent. Even though he hides behind euphemism sometimes. Like, yeah, it's cool that there's a guy that's saying like do better and work out at the gym, I guess. But like, I don't think that some of the positive messaging he has makes up for the overwhelming amount of negativity that's come from him and the overwhelmingly negative messages that men get in regards to relationships and women because of him. So that's a big no for me.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like Hitler, you know, like he was like a great leader, but like personally, he was kind of toxic.
I don't think Andrew Tate is Hitler.
Wait. This woman just said Hitler. She had good intentions. She she had good intentions. Oh my God. She you know, one of the worst things to be in a debate or not a debate, but like on a panel with someone who agrees with you or who is on your side, and you're going in, and they come and say the dumbest thing ever. And you're there, you're like, wait. Her views are not my own. I'd be like, her views are not mine. Sorry, I need to wipe my eyes now.
Okay.
Like as a person,
I don't know if Andrew Tate has ever murdered 7 million Jews. Okay, let's go back to Allende and
you have something on this?
I mean, overall, I think that hi guys, I'm the co-host King / SB from Intuition. What's up, Destiny? Yeah, so overall, guys, I really do think that he's a net positive for men.
Leave her alone, she tried. Girl, I am heated. Wait, I need to take this off. I don't think... You're like, wait, stop helping me. Yes. Yes. Please don't help me. I'm good, I promise.
At least for me and all the men that I hang around, they love Andrew Tate. I do agree that some of his personal things that he's done are not looking good. I want to wait to see what happens. I don't want to make any judgment. I mean, obviously we've seen some of the videos of the pimping and whatever it was, but I want to wait to see what happens with the case in Romania. And that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to discredit what he's done for me and I think for men, but I think before we start throwing out, you know, he's this terrible person or whatever completely, we really need to see both sides and see how this case goes.
That's a fair point, but we're talking about his net influence on people. We're not talking about his like the case and whether.
Yeah, but his net influence will be determined what happens with this case. Don't you think after what happens, more men will probably be like, damn, he did it, and they're probably not going to follow him anymore. And then there'll be guys like, I don't care. So I think you guys are misconstruing the. Yes, I get what you're saying, but after whatever happens, there's going to be more people.
This man is doing everything but answering the question. Do you think currently Andrew Tate's influence is a net positive? Answer the question. Currently. Don't tell me what will may or may not happen after his trial. We're asking currently. You are doing everything, but answering the question. And the moderator is just letting you talk, and I don't know why.
That you're likely
you feel they're related.
Alex, two things I'm picking up on. I don't know if I'm the only person that feels this way, but I feel like we're not sure which one we're talking about. Are we talking about him personally, or are we talking about his influence? I know we just said that. I feel like we're talking a lot about him personally, and not more about.
That's what you're pointing out. We're talking about his influence.
Okay. Then the next thing that I want to say about his influence, if we're focusing on that, I think there is an aspect that needs to be taken into consideration, and that's which people gravitate towards. Because I'm well aware that there's a possibility that something or someone can be giving out a variety of things, and you will take what appeals to you. So, I mean, me as a content creator, one minute I could be talking about fitness, one minute I could be talking about self-improvement, the next minute I could be talking about.
You are defending him, but you are doing a terrible job. It's what you take from it. No, what is his overall message, and is it good? What does Andrew Tate represent, and is that a net positive or net negative? A scammer, human trafficker, sex trafficker, misogynist who tells men to work out.
Network, the next minute I'd be talking about like negative issues between the male and female gender dynamic. And the audience is not going to pick up equally on those different topics. Some people might be like, yo, I tune into him for this fitness stuff. And then some people be like, yo, I tune into him for this dating stuff. Some people are like, yo, I tune into him for this networking stuff. So maybe one of those areas is kind of negative or it's toxic. I'm not saying me personally, but just say hypothetically, one of those areas is actually a negative influence. There are going to be certain people that gravitate towards that though. And they're supporting me on that. And they don't care what you say about me. You know, they're influenced by that toxic content I'm putting out. Whereas there could be other groups of people that are like, yeah, I gravitate more, identify more to this content, which actually is positive. So I think Andrew Tate is just a very
So this man thinks people are going to Andrew Tate for financial advice. Well, maybe that. What? Because the financial advice is to pimp your girlfriend out. So I guess we are going for that. I'm trying to find the good thing that Andrew Tate, like Andrew Tate tells you to work out and be a man. I don't know what the be a man thing is, but like work out. All right. Period. I'm just going to tell y'all to work out. And so from now on, nothing I say can ever be bad. No, I think Andrew Tate is miles worse than Kevin Samuel. I think Kevin Samuels, all he did was talk. Andrew Tate was out here trafficking women.
There's a lot of things going on with Andrew Tate, man. I think that's what makes him so polarized, is that there's so many different layers. There's some women that would hate his guts, and there'll be women that love him. Like, I've literally got laid because of Andrew Tate. There's women that I've met, and it's like at first they weren't really too interested. They'd be like, why is Andrew Tate following you? And now it's like, oh, I gotta see you. We gotta hang out. And it's like, what the heck?
All right, let's kick it back.
Wait, hold on, wait. I just gotta dispel this myth real quick. So a couple things. One, people will follow you holistically. If I get a lot of people that follow me for one thing and I start preaching about a totally different thing, people don't generally segregate off sections of their heroes. They'll start to pick up on more traits. So I don't believe that anybody follows Andrew Tate for like one particular thing. Eventually you're bought into the character. And the reason why I feel this way is to number two, because Andrew Tate is a really shitty person if you ignore the whole like Matrix narrator stuff. And he doesn't really give much good advice at all. He doesn't give you good like workout tips or gym advice. He's horrible as a gym influencer.
Wait, who do you think is worse? Kevin was spewing hate yet living a lie. True. Tate was spewing hate and living it out. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tate was. I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna go with Tate at this point. How do I end this poll? Up there. No, I'm not gonna make another poll. I was gonna make a poll to ask who was worse, but I feel like Andrew Tate is definitely worse. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Kevin Samuels didn't have the resource.
Influencer. He doesn't really give you good financial or like actual business success advice. He's like pretty horrible when it comes to financial advice. When you're buying into Andrew Tate, you're buying into the whole picture of like the guy who's got the Bugattis and he fights the Matrix. That's what you're really buying into. There's not a single man that follows Andrew Tate for his lifting tips. That just doesn't exist. So I don't buy this whole like, oh no, they just follow Andrew Tate for this one particular thing. They're buying into the person. They're buying into the story of Andrew Tate.
I guess I could be wrong. I'm a very unique person. I think very, very differently from most people. And for me, I never had any interest in his courses. I mean, I could have gotten the course for free. You know what I'm saying? Like he mentioned it to me one time, and I was like, yeah. Like I've never even checked it out. I have no idea. I don't know what's on page one.
What are you drawn to about him?
I don't even know what the course is called. And honestly, I haven't watched a lot of Andrew Tate content. I've seen a ton of his clips because clips are everywhere. That's the content these days. So if I'm being honest, I haven't really consumed a lot of Andrew Tate content.
Well, sure. Then this wouldn't even apply to you, then, right? It would just
hold on. Just hold on. What I'm trying to say. And those kind of
these guys talk so much without saying anything. It's actually driving me fucking insane. Oh my god.
Out with him, and people that I have met. I've met a lot of people who have never engaged in that particular content. It's like, yeah, I used to, hustle pimp these women, and I did this like this, and you get money doing this and do it. Like anything that would be considered scamming. I know plenty of people that particular aspect of Andrew Tate, they have no interest in. So that's why I'm saying, like, from my side, I see it as.
I love that he said it. These men say a lot without saying anything. Yes, this is what I get. I'm glad he's going. He's getting. Destiny is going through it. Logic is failing this man. It's part versus whole argument with them always. But he's a liar because in the beginning, I love how this works. He was like, I asked Andrew Tate if what he puts online was how he was in person. And he said essentially that it was all for show. If you did that, you had to have watched what he put online beyond those clips. Like, all right, period. I feel like y'all are lying. You just don't want to defend him. And it sucks when you don't want to defend your own people. Thank you, Curry Up and Eat. Please remember to like the video.
Overall positive, and maybe that's just the conversations that I've had with people. I don't deal too much online with like talking to strangers. So the people I've talked to in person, they tend to focus on other aspects of Andrew Tate's influence that I think are mostly positive.
Okay,
so,
can I ask?
I could be wrong.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just kind of curious because I live obviously in my own bubble. We all have our own little bubbles that we live in. For the three women here, let's say that you've got girlfriends that talk to you about guys that they see on dates or whatever. Do you think they would be excited to find out that the guy they're seeing is a big Andrew Tate fan, or would that be a red flag?
Red flag.
The biggest red flag of life. I'm so sorry.
Okay, did the third girl answer?
I think that's really problematic too.
No, my friends don't like him. But I actually just the other day saw a clip that he was like, a guy should like pay for the date, and it's like if you like ask a woman to like help you pay for it, it's like the least masculine thing. And I honestly enjoyed like that little soundbite.
That's like one thing I disagree with him.
Okay, so I just that's interesting you say that because in my opinion, Andrew Tate doesn't even give good dating or hookup advice in general. And every woman that I've ever had email me, and I didn't know if this was just my bubble or if it was you too. I've had a lot of women email me who are like fucking petrified. Like, I don't know if the guy, I was on a date and he mentioned something about high value men, and now I'm really paranoid that he's like into the whole like red pill Andrew Tate community, and now I don't know. Like, I had a lot of girls do that, but I don't know if that's just my community or that's like a thing with women in general. So I was curious if you guys had the same experience.
That's the thing with women in general, and I think it's extremely problematic. And the reason why is not because people can't have their own opinions, but it's a problem when they think their own opinions are others' opinions. And what irritates me about women's take on Andrew Tate or the red pill or anything that's male dominated is that it almost always is understudied. They have no experience with it. They have no idea what they're talking about.
you're just saying nothing again because they might not have any opinion or whatever. You said you didn't watch Andrew Tate. I know you're lying because you said you asked him if how he presents online is how he was in real life, and he essentially told you no. So I know you watch. But on this debate, you've made the affirmative claim that you'd never watch any of his things, yet you're up here debating about him, while also saying women tend to not watch before having an opinion. So you're doing that right now. You're annoying. That's what you are. Yeah, Mick says, one, as the other side not believe your child about essays. So I think they are pretty even. One, no, I mean, sex trafficking, the other said not believe your child about, no, they're different. Like, I would agree that they're both horrible, right? But one is actually doing the thing, and the other is saying, don't believe. Like, I don't know. I feel like when you engage, obviously preaching it is bad. So they're equally bad for preaching it. But one of them is living it also. So I feel like it bumps you up. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like Andrew Tate is worse. Like, it's bad to preach it. So you're both equally bad. But then to be doing it is a different thing. Did someone say FD signifier? Thank you, by the way. Women being skeptical of the teaching within a male-dominated space is problematic. Okay, girl. Period.
They don't actually watch Andrew Tate content. They just watch clips that were actually edited and put out by.
You said you don't want. You don't want. I'm done. I'm tired.
People who don't like an Andrew Tate, and then they act like they can judge a man's 2-hour video based on a 1-minute clip, and that's not an Andrew Tate isolated thing, which is why it irritates me so much. It's not even about Andrew Tate. It's about women in general thinking they know about a whole genre, like a whole environment, based on some little clips here and there.
Yeah, but wait, isn't that literally what you just said you did?
Hold on. No, I said that I judge him based on meeting him in real life.
Yeah, but then why are you even giving an opinion on this when you don't know what his content's like? Because you haven't consumed any of his content. You yourself said it was only clips. So your personal opinion has nothing to do about the.
I love what you're doing. This is a great exercise. I prefaced that several times, and you're really good.
Yeah, but then why are you entering an opinion here? You have no opinion on this.
No, you can't say that to me. You can't say that to me. That's disingenuous because I made it clear coming in that I'm not that familiar with the man's situation presently, and I'm not that familiar with his content. But I will tell you my experience.
So what you're saying is, if a woman says, I'm not familiar with the entire red pill community, but give their opinion, it's valid. Because all you have to do is put a disclaimer that you don't know everything, and then they can do what you just did. Like, it literally makes no sense. Play your piano, yeah, Destiny. I was going to be Jamaican. Play your piano, yeah. Go play your piano, yeah, man.
But
almost got me. Let me ask a clarifying question then. So is your statement that I think he's a net positive based on your personal experiences with him, or
no,
is it all like
that,
you've consumed?
Yeah, that I just think it's of the kind of feedback that I've seen from young men.
I'm going crazy. I gotta leave. I can't be here much longer. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
He gonna stick beside his top G twerk, sir. All right, Destiny saying he's gonna lose it makes sense. I promise you it makes sense. If you ever tried this conversation, you would understand. That moment, I feel it.
Interact with the guys.
The girls are keeping me sane.
Course. Sorry, I don't know what it's called.
Oh, shit.
I haven't spoken to those guys, but his course is doing great. So there must be a lot of guys that are.
Andrew was living a force. Pimping in case I'm with a roommate with a leaky car and a shadowy figure in his bed. I think even if he wanted to actually act out his degeneracy, he didn't have the resources to act out his degeneracy.
Influenced by that particular content.
Just FYI, this man is saying nothing. Like, this man, it's all fluff. And I hate this. I hate when people try to talk their way into like something that makes sense. Shadowy figure.
Let me ask a quick question, or just make a quick statement. I think that Andrew Tate's influence overall is good. However, all the things that are coming out are bad.
Why aren't they pointing out his contradiction? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but it's really tiring. And Destiny is checked out. He's playing Destiny is playing his piano, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say this moderator is biased and don't know what he's doing. As I don't know this man. Seems like an incel, but he probably isn't. He said something about, I don't know. He just don't look. Let me stop. I don't trust the man at the bottom. Let me just say that. I don't know him, but I don't trust him. And that's not fair, by the way. It's not, I'm wrong. I'll take all of that back. He's not a good moderator. I don't know him.
I don't think anybody who's following Andrew Tate is ever going to run a cam business. We're almost assuming like the people are somehow going to follow his footsteps completely. It's like, yes, we found out he may have done some scumbag things, but if the overall net positive is more guys get in the gym, more guys are trying to figure out how to deal with women, even if they don't try to act like Andrew Tate exactly, I'm not seeing how he's a bad overall net bad positive as influence.
So
overall negative bad person, that could be but I mean,
why do they always take so much time to restate the same thing over and over and over again? They keep restating the same opinion. They don't say anything new. Why do they do this?
We don't have
Yeah, I heard Destiny going off. He said, y'all keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. Yeah, he said, you. Let me stop. Let me. Destiny just went off. He probably muted himself.
Personally in their
Wait, can we let Destiny respond to the point that...
Okay, hold on. So the issue isn't that, like, it's just this engagement is so silly. That, like, oh, people just watch Andrew Tate and then they go to the gym more. That's not true. You're picking up a lifestyle. You're picking up a whole frame of the world from Andrew Tate. You're picking up a whole... I don't care what... Okay, if you haven't watched his content, I don't know why you're entering an opinion on this.
Period. If you haven't watched his content, why are you pushing back? You don't know. Stop talking now, sir. You're out of your depth. See, what had happened was, is their default setting when answering question, give you a thesis statement, argue it with evidence, then close. Period, Pooh. Thank you, Mayor.
Like I said, I gotta agree with him. I don't see these guys driving Bugattis and having a harem.
No one is. That's like the most level 1 engagement ever with the subject matter.
All right, so that's.
Well, let me finish answering the question. No. The reality is that when people watch Andrew Tate, they get a view of the world, and one of those views, particularly when we talk about like dating.
All right, I do hope he's not a neo-Nazi. Remember how people in the beginning of this video were like, Teamists don't react, don't promote Destiny, he's a neo-Nazi and a racist, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to go do a deep dive and see where they got that from, because that guy invited him up to explain it and he never came. But, like, the way he be dragging these people... Crackers weight loss, is that a net positive, huh? Period. He told these men to go to the gym and he's now the second coming of Christ. well, like, these men really sat here and said, someone told me to go to the gym and have better hygiene. So we just gonna pretend like Kevin Samuels ain't told y'all to go to the gym and y'all completely ignored him for most of his career until he started dragging women. Men have been telling y'all to go to the gym and be better, and y'all just decided not to listen. But now, because you want to defend the degeneracy, you're pretending like you're defending his ability to tell you to go to the gym. All right, he told you to go to the gym. You don't need him anymore. Go to the gym. Woo.
Stuff is you get a highly adversarial view of men versus women, in my opinion. And I think that this echoes and reverberates throughout all of the red pill content. Is how do you get one over on women? How do you get women to do what you want them to do? How do you make them submissive and trainable? And why is it better when they're young so they haven't as much dick in them? So
if you watch Destiny, you would know he's not anti-black. I do know he was arguing to say the N-word, and I do not trust any person who is going to sit here and argue that, the non-black person who is going to sit and argue that they should be able to say the N-word because it's like any other words. No, ma'am, I do not eat green eggs and ham. But outside of that, I haven't seen anything else. I don't actually need to go into his reasoning. I need to go rewatch that video and understand his reasoning, but I don't actually care to understand his reasoning on that. I just it's a personal choice I've made where like there have been people who've invited me on panels with Destiny. I've declined every single time. Not because he's been on this channel once and we've spoken, but I don't think I don't know how to interact in real life with a white person who wants to say the N-word. And so I try to live as close to my real life as much as possible online, right? So like, because I would never associate with someone who wants to say the N-word. And I don't know why or how, but I need some more understanding there. But I've never heard him say the N-word. I don't know. It's a weird position because I do actually think he's really smart. And even where I didn't agree with him on a specific topic, I won't say what it is. I understood his logic. And so I was like, he's actually really good at this. Like after watching a lot of his videos, I think he's really smart and he's really good at what he does. So like it is what it is. Not everyone is meant to be your friend, and that's fine. I don't think I could ever be friends with someone who wants to say the N-word. Like I couldn't do that.
That traumatized, and like all of these statements are usually highly adversarial towards women. And even if a guy's not running a cam business, I still think he can pick up those general types of attitudes, and then that's going to resonate with him, and then it's going to reflect in the way that he treats women in his life.
Destiny, to be fair, all that existed before Andrew Tate ever came out.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, and anti-Semitism existed before Hitler came about. It doesn't mean I can't like say he does a bad job with it. What do you mean?
Not only did that already exist, but the female content that's been coming out, just because it's not dominated by one person that was as popular as Andrew Tate, because we're only having this conversation not because of the things he said necessarily, but because he was able to geniusly figure out how to make himself that notorious. He was able to break the algorithm and be the most Googled man. That's why we're having this discussion. But all these ideas have already existed collectively. Maybe these things were already said collectively by multiple different people. Now we have a boogeyman to put it all on. Now we got someone with a name on the back of his jersey to say this is the Michael Jordan of this ideology.
Yeah, but I mean, like if he's saying negative things and they're even if they're already out there.
Hold on.
Just real quick, when we're doing these things, can we not give like 15 like restatements of the same thing we're saying? Because it's like 12 minutes to say like just 30 seconds of stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's what I was doing. But anyhow,
oh, dude, I'm not gonna hold it in. I gotta go to the gym. I'm losing my mind here, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm losing.
Yes, not Destiny losing his mind. Themis, you should speak with Calvin Michaels. He's a Black male content creator, very knowledgeable in Black American history and low-key hilarious. He worked at an after-school kids program in DC too. So I know of him. I'm subscribed to him. I watch his content off and on. I think he and I do not agree politically. I also don't think he and I have the same priorities. I actually appreciate his content. And I think at one point in my life, I was more similar to him in what I would talk about. But I think my priorities have shifted. Not that my political ideology have changed in any meaningful way, but he would never, ever accept, I don't think, intracultural issues should be brought to the forefront. I think he would say that racism was what he needed to focus on primarily. And I don't think that's a bad fight. I think that's a good and noble fight. And it's one that I wish I could engage with more, but I think it's more important to focus culturally, internally culturally, that is. And so he and I I mean, I guess we would have a great conversation, but I think he and I would diverge on importance. He said no woman is like Kevin Summers or Andy, but isn't Sin their boogeyman? God, these men are afraid of Sinchi.
Hey guys.
Oh, okay, so not only was these things already being said, but
he's going to restate it. It was already being said, and now it's
prior to this was very combative to men. It was very men versus women coming from women. So that's what guys are responding to. So ultimately, what I'm saying is the reason why there is even a market for.
And now he's restating the point about the fact that men had negative shit from women, and now they're going to make negative shit.
You can't say you don't already know that.
Okay.
So maybe.
And now he's going to restate it again. Why is he doing it again? Does he need to do it again?
Young men today are screaming.
Yep, Destiny. That is what I call the Manosphere loop, where they just come up here and they just feel like they should get free reign to just repeat their ideas over and over and over in different ways, but it's the same thing. And I'm not about that life. I am not about that life.
Screaming for some messiah to come and defend them against this sex war, this gender war
by women
without Andrew Tate. Men and women are already against each other in every form of media.
Okay.
Let's let Destiny respond to that.
Okay, all you're telling me is women were mean to men in their content, which, by the way, I agree with. Women that were adversarial towards men, I'm not going to argue with that. But then you're saying, well, because the women were mean, Andrew Tate came, and now we're going to be mean to the women. That doesn't further the conversation. Let me finish my point. Oh my God, you ramble for like 12 minutes. Let me finish my point, okay? What you've essentially said is that Andrew Tate is existing as a reaction to the negative content that women put out about men. If you want to react to that content and do something positive, then what you do is you say, this is what women said that was adversarial towards men. I don't believe that these relationships need to be adversarial. Let's have a better conversation about it. You don't come and say, well, those women said men. Well, guess what? I'm here to say women. That's exactly what Andrew Tate is, and I think that's the problem.
Okay. And he has the right to make whatever type of content he makes.
No one is arguing about who has the right to make the type of what type of content. What is he even responding to?
If that's your take on whatever issues are going on between men and women, that's your take, Destiny. If he wants to speak about it from that perspective, if that's the character that he wants to create to get the attention of men and rally them, that's his choice. I'm not going to sit here and say it was good or bad.
You can't say things are good or bad?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
Why
is...
not? Why not take a position on it? Like, have a backbone and take a position on it. It's good or bad.
I already did. You disagree with it. I think that it's overall good.
Then you think it's good. Then why'd you say I'm not saying if it's good or bad?
Hold on.
No, it's not let him talk. I hate this because people think you talking is equally as valuable as someone else talking. And so don't interrupt when someone is talking because they should have the same amount of time. No. If you are putting out conflicting ideas, you need to be stopped and you need to explain yourself. You want to weasel your way out of the fact that you said it was a net positive by saying, oh, I don't have an opinion. No. You do have an opinion. And there is the opinion that you have, which is, it's a net positive. Now, when you're called out on it, you're saying, yeah, no, I said it. So why are you now saying, oh, I don't have an opinion? You have an opinion. You stated your opinion. I hate this. It is literally bringing me back to the conversation with David, where they say one thing and they just go back and forth. Like, girl, no, I'm not vacillating with you. No.
I think that it's good for men to think about these issues. Okay? So maybe I'm wrong as far as is it more negative or more positive? I don't know. I'm not out there calibrating it, Destiny. I'm sorry. Apparently, you put a lot more thought into it than I have. Okay? So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm so... courage on these issues. I don't fucking know. I just told you I don't even know the name of the man's course, but I know he's had it for a really long time.
And you don't even know who Andrew Tate is. You don't know who
No, it's not that I don't know who Andrew Tate is. It's that
I don't know.
I'm not familiar with that content.
You talking is not equally as valuable as me talking. Saying that would not go down well. It won't. But the reality is, if all you're doing is going on a loop, repeating, and then also contradicting yourself anytime you step out of that loop, you don't have the range. You do not have the range. All you do is talk. And I don't like it. Not you, princess, but like these people coming on.
Much like I'm not familiar with any, I don't know the name of Alex's course. I'm sure you have a course, Alex.
Then why do you have strong opinions on whether it's
Girl, let me go look up. What's his name? Authentic Alpha.
Is good or bad?
Hold on. I never said I had strong opinions.
You just sounded that good.
Alex.
It sounded a little strong.
Alex,
what's up?
Alex, you have a course, right?
Yeah, I do have a course.
Okay, I've been to your home multiple times, right?
Yeah, multiple times.
I know you personally.
Yeah,
Sounds like you don't.
But here's the
I can take my boy.
hold on. Here's the thing, though, Alex. I don't want to name your course.
Okay, that's okay.
Drop the course, Alex. What's the course?
No.
No, I don't.
Okay, good. I'm glad I was muted. I am glad I was muted because I didn't know that was him. I did not know that was him. And we're not about to engage in homophobia on this channel, so we're going to move on.
I don't want to go off a side tangent. Let's let, I think some of the girls have shit to say, so let's let the girls talk a little bit. Sorry, everybody else.
My daughter has something to say in the beanie, and I'm gonna.
I can't believe. I can't believe that's the same man. I cannot. When I'm done, y'all go Google Authentic Alpha. Go, not Google, YouTube. Girl, I cannot believe this is the same person we're talking about, but period.
Oh, this gonna record you while you talk.
No, you wanted to talk.
Ladies, we gotta talk if we're gonna talk. Otherwise, anybody have an opinion?
All right, I'll go first. So to go back to how this whole tangent started about how the question was, if our girlfriends say that they hear something about high value men, it's a red flag. You have to understand that somebody who's actually had to have that conversation with Fresh and Fit, that podcast, when they say high value men, they push the motive or the narrative that if you make a lot of fucking money, if you give a lot of value to yourself, when you have your girl, you can do whatever you want. You can cheat. Like, it literally doesn't matter. You're a man. You're supposed to be doing these things. But as long as you give yourself value, you can get the girl you want. When it's like, women don't even care. Like, we could be homeless together. As long as I got you, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like all these dudes, all these red pill dudes or whatever it is, like, y'all are trying to teach men how to talk to women, how to get women, how to treat them, how to do all this stuff, and you have it all wrong. And the women that you're actually catering to are the women that are going to use you for your money, are the women that are going to use you for materialism. Let me finish talking.
Yes. You said you guys. I don't have ever said any of these things you're saying. Wait.
That girl just went in. That girl just went in. Child, he needs to hush. I wouldn't be a period. Not a period.
Let her finish. She was on some true shit there.
Why are you yelling at me when I'm counteracting what you said? That's what we're talking about. But it has to do with what they asked.
No, you can't say you guys. Just be clear. If you're talking about that podcast, keep it on that podcast. I never said that.
I said red pill dudes.
I'm not a red
people,
pill dude.
whatever the hell it is.
Why we brought this up was because you stated that seeing a man say something about high value men isn't a red flag, and you're saying that seeing that as a red flag is toxic. That's how.
Okay, go ahead, finish your point so we can go around.
Yeah, no, it is very alarming for us women. We do not like it. We're not fans of it. Majority of women. I'm a woman. I know many women, and it's a negative for us. That's pretty much it.
Sorry, what's your name again?
Suppose when a woman says she's a feminist, or she went to this particular college, or she holds the same views as. So come on. All I'm saying is it goes both ways. Hold on. The comment initially was
kill me.
Mentioned, women become concerned. Is the guy that I'm talking to consuming this red pill content? So all I'm saying, guys.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry, I'm like freaking out. My bad. I know you are. My bad.
Just clarifying this. When guys are on dates and they're meeting girls.
Oh my god, I'm losing my mind.
Watch certain shows and consume certain content. It's the same type of red flag for us. So just so we're clear on that.
Okay.
I think just on for what she said, and this is like, it's the truest thing in the world. Like, if you were trying to help a guy get laid, or if you were trying to help a guy like pick up women, or more importantly, if you were trying to help a guy get in a good, healthy relationship, like, red pillers give the worst advice in the world. That like ultra masculine shit only works if you're like a top 1% dude and you've got so many other bases covered. Otherwise, there's no way that you could get away with treating women like some of these guys tell you can. And even in those cases, you can't get away with treating women like these guys tell you can. The like highly successful men can juggle 5 women at once and they'll be happy for it, or that if you cheat on your woman, it makes her more competitive competitive with other women. Like, these are like insane pieces of advice. I feel like men have to go to therapy to unlearn shit that they would learn from red pillars if they ever want to have a shot at a successful relationship.
I kind of agree with you.
I agree with you totally, and that's why I'm not red pill.
We're being good themists. Oh, I know. After I am interpreting this entire interaction very differently after I YouTubed who he was. I should have never Googled him. I don't take anything this man says seriously. And let me tell you the difference. People are like, why do gay people talk about straight people issue? Those people are idiotic. Like, don't engage with them. But there is a very distinct difference where someone is like DL or like gay, and they're telling you how to be a good woman for them. It's like, all right, girl, period. That's all I'm gonna say.
I've said that exactly so many times, that this shit right here would never work for the average guy. In fact, it'll probably get your ass locked up. So that's why I'm making it clear. Don't say you guys, because that's why I said it's problematic that women think when they hear these terms, they know these guys. I know this concept.
And no, I'm not talking about Destiny. Authentic alpha can't stand to be wrong. Yeah.
Oh my God, he thinks like that? First of all, they don't know or understand that content. They think they do. They're on the outside getting upset. They don't like what they hear, but they're not actually listening or understanding where it's coming from or what it means. That within itself is problematic. The next thing is they're misassociating men with it. They're thinking, that guy's red pill. And no, he's really not. You're not differentiating it. Just like, hold on. Just like people would mix up all.
I don't know. I wasn't talking about. Y'all play too much. I wasn't talking about anyone on the podcast. I was just speaking generally.
Black people and put them in a group. They'll put all Asians in a group. There's many times.
Oh my God.
If someone's from Ethiopia, don't call them African, because in their mind they're not African, they're Ethiopian. But groups from the outside look at them all as the same.
Wait,
right?
I'm just curious. What's a piece of advice you think women misinterpret from the red pill?
I don't think it's the advice. It's just the nature of it, the tone of it.
What's one thing? Just like, what's one thing they misinterpret?
It's not one thing. They all.
What's anything?
I'm telling you, Destiny, stop cutting me off. They think it's all hatred for women.
Okay, so what's a piece that they think is hatred that's not? He's not saying. He doesn't say anything ever. It's like driving me crazy. Holy shit.
No, I'm saying everything.
He doesn't say anything ever. Period. Drag them. I don't even have to add anything here. I have to add one thing. It is frustrating to be going back and forth in a conversation and say, please be specific about this. And they still go on this rampage where they're literally not telling you anything and expect that you're going to engage further. Like, no. Unless you're going to answer my question, we don't need to talk any further. Like, oh, but you just want to push a narrative. If answering truthfully what I'm asking you is pushing a narrative, then you need to question who you are fundamentally. Like, just be truthful and be honest, and that should stand for itself, talking about a narrative.
You're good at what you do, bro. I'm gonna keep giving that.
I'm good because I give examples of what I'm talking about instead of speaking these empty platitudes. You're not giving me a single example of anything.
I'm giving an example right now. They think that everything in the red pill is negative to women, it's volatile to women, it's harmful to women. That's what they think and believe, and that's not the case. Now, I'm not red pill, but I understand all the talking points. I understand where it's coming from. Just because I am not a simp or I can't relate to the simp, I can understand where they're coming from. Just because I don't live that life or have those experiences with women, I 100% understand where it's coming from, because I have spoken to a lot of women, I have spoken to a lot of guys, and I've been the guy that the woman's being honest with and telling me how these guys get treated. So I can understand.
Okay, do you think it's a negative?
Eventually, those guys are going to form their own kind of reaction.
I'll restate the main point without saying anything new. Okay. If a woman were to give specific examples of things that red pillars say, so for instance, guys should always be going for lower women body counts, like lower age women, because they have less trauma. Does that sound like an insulting thing to say to women, or does that sound like a positive thing to say for women?
I think it's neither negative or positive. You're looking for the connotation. I'm looking for the truth of it. How accurate is that? And there's no studies that disprove that.
It's insulting as fuck.
Why would it be insulting? Hold on, why would
There is no study that proves that you think people should date younger because older women come with too much baggage. There is no study proving that it's disrespectful and insulting. Really, you need a study to tell you that that is disrespectful. Like I'm confused. And the woman right beside you is telling you that it is insulting. Who gets to decide whether something is insulting? The person who is being insulted or the person making the comment? Or should we do the reasonable person standard?
Because you're basically telling men that like once a woman is past like okay, sure, yeah, go for it.
Why? Because we grow and we experience things and shit happens, and we all, it's just a part of growing. So what you're,
I feel terrible. I feel terrible. Every time after the whole Hitler debacle, hearing the women here, I don't know these women. Every time I hear them talk, I get a slight tinge of nerves.
saying is the moment a woman hits 28 or 30 years old, oh, she's too damaged. And it's like, first of all, you don't know that. Second of all, you're generalizing. And third of all, yeah, people get damaged. Men are damaged. Everybody's damaged. That's the problem with that. And it is insulting. It's very insulting.
It's really not insulting. Someone just chooses looking at it and insulting. If you don't want to deal with certain issues with a woman, and the women that are of a certain age that have had certain experiences tend to have this mood, and you don't want to deal with that mood, and someone's saying to you, hey, bro, you could just go younger. You could just get girls that haven't had those experiences yet. And listen, I'm going to go ahead and give you my honest opinion. I believe that those negative experiences are mostly the fault of.
All right. It sounds like you want women you can manipulate, and people with more experiences or experience, they're more aware of how the world works, and they're less likely to be manipulated. That's what it's sounding like. Like, honestly, like, obviously he can spin it around and say, no, I'm just saying I don't want to have to deal with a woman's trauma from living, and so I'm going to go younger because they don't have those kinds of trauma. But you don't know. So we're doing probabilities. I'm going to see how he's going to escape the fact that he's literally trying to manipulate people, women. He's trying to get what they call a coachable woman. I think that's the sick.
Whatever toxic guy gave her those experiences. She fell for that guy. She liked that guy. And what he chose to do with her infatuation, her interest, was hurtful and harmful to her. That's very unfortunate. However, the guys that she dates after that are going to have to deal with that trauma. So when guys are saying that, they're simply saying, because they're not catering to your feelings, they're catering to the guy that's like, what should I do? She's like 30, bro. And guys are just saying, hey, bro, at that age, the amount of guys she's dated, the amount of time she's been broken up with, the amount of time she's been cheated on, she's not going to be the same as prior to those experiences, and you're going to have to deal with that baggage. Can you handle it?
Okay, to everybody outside of the little very narrow red pill sphere, what that sounds like is you want a younger woman so you can take advantage of her. You don't want to fuck with a woman. You don't want to fuck with a.
Yeah, that's why. Remember that video I showed with Kevin Samuels when that 53-year-old man dated that 18-year-old girl and married the teenager? A 53-year-old man married a teenager, and everyone was surprised when he got sick and she left him. Like, I mean, that's bad, but like, what do you think was going to happen? You were 53 years old. Why do you think she's with you? And when you get sick, she left. Like, I mean, she said he was abusive too. Yeah, no, you're disgusting. It is what it is. Not her, but him. Y'all play too much talking about younger.
A woman who's 25 or 30 because she knows better. She'll be onto your shit, and you're not gonna be able to get away with as much dumb shit. Whereas with a 19 or 20-year-old, you can say the most retarded shit, and they'll go along with it because they don't know better.
Exactly. That was excellent what you just did, Destiny. And I'm going to go ahead and say, although I agree with that, the point I was trying to make is if you are the next guy and you're not toxic, you're not an asshole, you're not going to hurt her and do all those things, you still have to deal with a woman that has already had those things done to her.
Yeah. Then you think he's got to restate the same thing 4 different ways.
Go ahead and clarify. Go ahead and trigger ears. Go ahead and offend ears. Since it's so offensive, the analogy that guys would use with no emotions and no feelings is it's like someone buying a used car that's been in accidents before and saying, I'm a better driver than the past drivers that had wrecked that car. I'm not going to wreck the car. I drive safely. However, cars has already been wrecked.
The fact that you're talking about the human experience and the analogy you're drawing is with a car, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot. If you fundamentally view women as used cars that have been in crashes, that is going to shape the way that you interact with these women. And the car analogy keeps coming up, and it comes up in ways that are annoying because of the word mileage on the car. And I think this is kind of how, like, I'm usually okay with analogies, but this specific one dehumanizes women and their experience sexually and makes them damaged just as a matter of having a longer life. And I find that problematic. You can go for younger with actually no, it's all toxic. Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not going there. It's kind of disgusting. And men who preach this, I don't know if they understand how they come off. It's very creepy.
Wrecks. So if you buy that car, you're taking on those wrecks. Sorry.
Okay.
Something.
Wait, I got a question. Wait, on that. That's so important, okay? Because my question then is would you apply it the other way around? That women should all be looking for men that haven't been in relationships before, that men that haven't been hurt before?
No, because unfortunately, Destiny, men and women aren't the same.
Okay, and then just
Oh my God. So I thought Destiny just asked a dumb question. I actually was like, of course he's gonna say yes. Of course he's gonna say, yeah, I would tell women not to date men. This man literally said no, because they're not the same. So women are car, but the car analogy doesn't work for men. Why? Why don't the car analogy work? I can't believe he just said no. Even if you don't believe the answer is no, you can say no. You can say yes, right? Like you can say yes, women shouldn't date men who've also been through it, because then it gives you an argument. It makes you logically consistent. Like I actually was like, Destiny, why would you? In my mind, I was like, why would you ask that? He's obviously gonna say. Reminder that traumatized women don't generally unalive their partner like men do, right? Girl, I gotta go. I can't do this. Bye. Like I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna do it later. Maybe I'll watch the rest of it some other time, but I can't. The point at which you just said no, it means you don't have the intellectual capacity to continue the conversation. Like the fact that you just said no to that, like the fact that you were like, oh, I would tell women to not date. I will tell men to not date older women, but I won't say the same because it's different. Used car analogy, used car mileage, wrecks. And then when it got turned, you were just a misogynist. That's all that you are. So I'm about to go. I can't do this. I need to go rest. I will watch the rest of it. I will. I promise you I'm going to make this part 1 and then I'll add part 2. I'll watch it. But I gotta go. I cannot watch this in one sitting. Not doing it. He just depressed me by his response to that. I feel like Destiny gave him an easy out where he could have at least gained a point in this entire debate, and he just threw it away because he had to be misogynistic. So I'm gonna go drink tea, ginger, lemon, honey, and apple cider vinegar all put together to make the great tea. I would have made him explain how they are Yeah. Oh, he probably don't. I'm going to watch the rest of this, but I won't do it right now because I can't. I'm tired. I'm tried. Oh, when are you going live? I thought you were going live. Did you already go live? Let me check. You probably won't respond in time. Let me play my intro, my outro. You have 2 videos coming up. The therapist says she's not accepting male client blackmail. Twitter had a meltdown. Biracial woman pleads with the kings to stop procreating. All right. Well, I will definitely be in that premiere. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go get some rest. Oh, you said tomorrow. Got it. All right. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.